I almost actually didn't quite do it right, but I have quick fingers and I could correct. I thought I had the screen pulled up. I did not. So I didn't mean to go full screen on all of our faces, but we all here, speaking of being all together, we did change our clothes. This is another night. We are going to go and recap what we did for part one of the best ball rankings, and we're just going to pick up from there. But we did give it a couple of nights to marinate. What was you guys' takeaway? What I told Donnie right away was I thought our conversation was very organic and we had the right amount of intensity. We disagreed enough and we strongly agreed on some stuff I thought was very important. But then even when we disagreed, I thought we did so with mutual respect. So I actually think this is going to be our best ball portfolio. But who doesn't think their best ball portfolio is good at this point? You know, that's kind of the whole point. But Donnie, Gov, Evan, how we doing?
I am good.
I'm good as well.
Sick as shit. Let's get this done. I'm kidding. We're feeling good. Let's do this.
I will say, with the rankings we have going, I'm just glad to get the top picks out of the way. And best ball is my favorite time of the year, for sure. I love these shows. I feel like we get the best content out of best ball.
And to be fair, like when you do a draft, those first 3 or 4 rounds are the ones that do go quick. Everyone's kind of like grabbing the dude at ADP and then getting everything they want right there. And it starts to slow down later in the draft anyway. So getting those first, like basically 3 to 4 rounds done last show, it's kind of indicative. Like that's a quick show. We got it done at the end. Boom. Mm-hmm. But now we get time to go more in depth into these rankings.
Well, speaking of rankings, last year I had the full screen pulled up, so peek behind the curtain, if you will. If you guys have any problems, if you guys got to run, let me know on Discord, and I'll be able to see the message better because I have it pulled up so I can see the rankings. So I'm going to tell you what, DraftKings interface is terrible. Just a shout out to DraftKings there. We don't talk bad enough about DraftKings. I will say their best ball interface is terrible. So I'm pulling a lot of double duty tonight, working through that, but we'll get it done.
I also want to say, I think it's interesting this year, especially doing best ball, because there's so many guys like the UFL guys who are just not going to be here, and there are going to be guys getting that playing time, and that's just going to be points that will be completely void.
Gov, what's the one mistake? Because I know you play best ball a lot. Like I mentioned it kind of off the top, and then we'll get started here. But what's like the one thing? Because I feel like people don't like evaluate their best ball correctly, to where they just automatically assume like, oh, my rankings are going to be perfect, or like I know ball, so don't worry about it, guys. And then like I try to bake in that I'm going to make a mistake. And sometimes I feel like maybe I do that more than most people, or maybe I do it too much. Does that make sense?
It does, but like, to be fair, like this is only like the 4th or 5th year of like major best ball on on either DK or Underdog. So like we don't have a huge sample size because you can only do it the one time and draft up, and then you have 1 year sample size. So it's still kind of small, but
and
like there's still things we can glean. And like a couple of the things we've seen is like, yeah, stacking is definitely viable, but maybe not the overstack of any kind has really ever hit. So like, yeah, great. If you have a wide receiver and you can pair him with the quarterback, sure.
Well, that kind of,
to be fair, I kind of do that in normal fantasy football anyway.
Right.
Like regular season long. If I have the wide receiver, I don't mind getting the quarterback. I might even prioritize getting that quarterback.
In your typical redraft leagues, you don't have to stack, that's for sure. And I even in best ball, I don't really believe we have to stack with our top wide receivers either. But I figured at some point with whatever 3 or 4 quarterbacks we take in this draft, we're going to stack them with somebody.
That's a good point. I'm not saying I would actually agree with that. You might be surprised. I would say you wouldn't need the primary guy necessarily, but you do need some element of that offense because you are betting on that.
Like I'm not saying everything has to be a stack, but like it's definitely viable to do that and have that strategy in there. It's definitely been viable to go with like the 0 RB strat That's worked multiple years. So, like, we don't have to prioritize multiple running backs early.
These
But-
days, I'm a firm believer in just get one stud running back, and then you could go the rest of the way and just bet on other guys.
Yeah, I like hero. That's I believe
That's
that's what
called
they
a
call it,
hero. Yeah.
Hero
Like, you
RB.
get one hero RB, and then everything else is just whatever.
Well,
I-
and Evan, I just want to point out, because you're new to best ball, it's even more of that in best ball, because if you get that one stud running back, you know you're going to have a consistency. And then if he doesn't play well, there's a good chance one of your other backs will be subbed in for that week.
And being that we're only starting, one running back in this lineup?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's why it's perfect.
No,
Yeah.
I think we will end up. It'll be like a normal DK lineup. So
It'll
we'll
be-
start 2
it'll
running
be
backs,
normal.
3 wide receivers, and a tight end every week.
Oh,
Yeah. That's
Okay.
correct.
and then I see our maximum numbers here, which is good.
Yeah, we could set that in case we're auto drafting, so it wouldn't overdraft a position.
Let's hope we don't auto draft though.
Yeah, I don't expect to have to do that.
Logan.
Even if I miss
Internet power would have to go down for Logan.
well, I'll make sure if anything happens, I click Traylon Burks.
Queue him up. Yeah, number 1 in the queue.
Just have your phone ready so that doesn't happen.
But in all seriousness, that's why I love I mentioned it off the last show. This is a good kind of merge. We have a real eclectic group here. Me and Gov have done multiple. We've kind of been on the ground level, a lot of DFS and a lot of DraftKings kind of just new content. You know, Donnie was our youngest, and then Evan has a ton of dynasty experience, probably knows more rookies than I do, but just no best ball experience. And then I was talking to the guy. Remember, I told you the guy started his own betting portfolio, Mochi. I was talking to him earlier today, and he was like, well, this is just a draft, right? Like he had no idea what best ball was. And so I feel like when you're a smaller podcast like we are, we forget that we are catering to a more
And to be fair, like this is probably the best thing to cater to because, like, if you've had any kind of foot in fantasy sports and played any kind of fantasy team, with your family and friends or office or whatever, this is the closest thing to that.
Well, he loved it. Unless I'm misunderstanding him, having the conversation with him, you know, he loves fantasy football, and he's like, wait, this is the way for me and my dad and my family to get more involved in it, because that was always his biggest, you know, their biggest problem was not everyone in the league can commit the time to the draft or, you know, roster management. I'm like, look, this already exists.
You don't ever have to do any of that. You just have to draft the team. One night, one time, draft the team. And
that's
we
where
can do it as many times as we want and have as many teams as we want.
And that's where I get my own bubble sometimes, where I just assume everyone has as much DraftKings knowledge or as much sports knowledge as I do, or I'll even downplay how much I have to make other people feel different, and then sometimes I don't actually give myself proper due. Speaking of proper due, are we ready to continue? I think we're about at the 40 player range. You can go back to part 1 to watch that as well. That was about the 19-minute mark. We went through some basketball to start. So Donnie was a bit excited about the Celtics. But tonight we're just going to jump right in.
Okay, so
Yep, we're at
I
those
think we left off with the
quarterbacks.
quarterbacks. Yes.
We've been moving A-Chain down. That's good.
Yes.
I'm fine with Jackson and Hurts neck and neck like this. Mahomes as well. Pickens, I don't. Well,
See, now we're starting to get like.
Actually, I like Pickens here.
Because I with everyone else that we have above, like I could still keep dropping Nico, to be honest.
I could.
Yeah. Do we want to rise Jacobs at all? Because I think Jacobs is a guy we should consider bringing up.
I would like Jacobs behind Cup.
Let's see where's Cup at.
Cup is pretty high. I wouldn't do it that high because they still have a backup running back there, don't they?
Well, they drafted a new rookie running back, but they also have A.J. Dillon, who sucks. So
I
would
wouldn't-
expect Jacobs
But
to
they
be.
like A.J. Dillon.
I get-
How you look at it, they like A.J.
I
Dillon.
could put Jacobs
Yeah.
up, but I don't think I put him.
I'm
down.
going to put him up.
I would put him like above Devonta and DK. Like put him at like 30, 31.
I
we
could do above Diggs, but I wouldn't put him above DK myself.
All right, so we put him at what, 33?
Donnie,
Yeah,
you-
I'm fine putting him at 30. Like I'm thinking
I agree. I would put him.
I wouldn't put him all the way up where Cup is, but like a few spots back.
Yeah.
Okay,
fine.
so we're not putting him where Evan wants him, but do you want him ahead of DK? It's basically the tiebreaker.
I'm fine with that.
I am too.
I am too as well.
So he goes ahead. I would still put him ahead of Devonta even, but like right there in that DK.
Oh, Devonta Smith, I could do that because I actually have my personal.
Even ahead of Neighbors, because like Neighbors is probably a rookie that we probably should drop back a little more.
Yeah.
I want to see Malik Neighbors drop a lot. That is way too high for Neighbors.
Like I think Neighbors is good enough, is going to have good enough volume where he is warranted in the top, probably in the 5th round.
Okay,
But like that puts him past 40. What? 12, 24.
I'd like Neighbors below Christian Kirk.
I can drop Neighbors, but can I rise DK?
Sure.
Well,
Yeah.
That would be thing I would do. Yeah, if we're going to do that.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay. Do we want to bring Neighbors down even more? Like,
yes.
I'm perfectly fine taking him all the way into like the late 40s.
I'd like Neighbors and like below Christian Kirk. I don't know where. I think Kirk is like.
I think that's where Kirk was. Like I think we had Kirk
he
in
was
like
at the
45,
40s.
46. Yeah.
Okay, I could do that. You said 40, Gav?
It's like 40. No, it's like 45 even. It's past
Somewhere
the
in there.
quarterback.
Keep going. Yeah, there we go. 46.
Yeah.
And I would drop A-Chain as well still. Under favorite.
I would keep dropping him as well.
Yeah.
Pacheco as well.
I think A-Chain taking a shot at him here because if he's healthy and gets some of that volume and it's not just going to go to the new rookie guy they got and Mostert, then he could be amazing. Like
My only thing is
last year.
There is no way we can all agree. Maybe we just stop dropping Nico and A-Chain at this point because there's almost no way that they'll still be around and they're
That's
not
true. At some point, we're eating our own face talking about this because we know.
Yeah, I think we've dropped them enough where, like, if they're there here, I would consider it.
Right.
And I still might not do it.
They're probably not going to be there.
And the fact that we would consider them at that range, they're going to be way gone because they'll be considered 20 picks before we would.
HN is fine here. I'd rather grab HN over Pacheco anyway, so this is fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to drop Christian Kirk because I believe in Davis quite a bit going over to Jackson.
No, I don't.
Well, I like Kirk
Davis
here.
is not
Think about
like
it.
that kind of receiver.
Yeah.
So it's
And he's such a volume guy. And now, no matter how you look at it.
So I lose out on that when I'm okay with it. I'll eat it. Do you guys want to move him up or down? Because
I'm fine with Kirk where he.
I'm fine with Kirk where he is too. Because Brian Thomas is going to need time to get good in the NFL level.
Let me see.
I'm not worried about Thomas. I think Davis is better than he's gotten.
Are we that high on Pickens? Because I almost would rather, like, right at the Pickens level. I know we said stop dropping Neighbors and A-Chain.
I have a lot of guys I want to bring up, but none of them on the screen so far.
I'm very 50-50 on that Pickens Kirk, but we don't need to worry about that.
I'm fine with Pickens right there.
Yeah, everyone on my screen would drop besides Flowers and Jackson personally. So,
I see now. Here's another thing I want to consider. Let's scroll down a bit and get down to the list. Do we think there is a chance we have a T. Higgins trade at the deadline?
I don't really care about that, but I think Mark Andrews has to go way up.
I'm not putting him way up, but I could definitely.
I would have him above Pickens, for example.
I want Andrews behind DK Metcalf.
I was gonna say, like, I want him probably high 40s.
So I
don't want to put him in the third. Like, I don't want to draft him in the third round. I'm fine with the fourth, but the third round is like coming off that injury. I'm a little worried, but I can see about 45. Yeah.
Can we put him here then?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I'd put him higher, but I feel like that's a consensus.
Yeah, I just don't want him in our top 3 rounds.
Can we drop Cooper because there's a rumor his contract negotiation is not going well.
Amari Cooper, no, I don't think we need to drop him.
I think he's fine where he's at.
Yeah,
I'm fine with him.
I'm not worried about contract.
He's a fifth round pick. It's
fair enough. I would raise Hollywood Brown up, given I think Rice will get suspended.
I also would raise Hollywood Brown a little bit.
Where do
I think Hollywood's a perfect fit in this offense.
I think here's the
Yeah,
argument.
fourth round is probably right for him. He should probably go up, but he should at least be where Neighbors and that is.
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't. We don't even got to raise him up. We just got to raise some chief up because
I think it's Brown.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, it's about there is fine.
What about that?
I would put him above Pacheco. I think he's going to have.
I would too, but we might
fine.
make Evan gag.
Yeah,
okay with that?
I mean, it's
Okay.
in that range is fine for all those guys. I'm fine with Kincaid where he's at too. CJ Stroud, I'd like to see up there in the 40s.
Like right behind all the rest of the quarterbacks.
I think he's with the other quarterbacks as well.
I think he's behind somebody like DK, for example. Like, I mean, I don't know where we'd grab a guy like a CJ Stroud, but he's got to be in the 40s.
I'm okay with that.
I just pair him with the other quarterbacks. Like, the quarterbacks are kind of their own ranking anyway. I'd pair him around that.
I agree with that. We can put them all there. Behind Mahomes.
Right there behind Mahomes.
Right there. That's good.
Sure.
That's perfect.
That's fine.
Yeah,
because all of our quarterbacks, we know if we're going to draft one of the best, we're going to draft it around there.
You're doing a good job articulating this, Donnie, so I don't got to speak much. But I did want to get Gov's opinion on Pacheco because I would want to move him down too. Evan sounded kind of indifferent about it. What did you think?
I was the only one who was kind of. I like where Pacheco was.
Oh, do you? I hate it.
Everyone else was lower on him. I'm the only one who's like, and I was the biggest hater of Pacheco when he was.
I would drop him to the hundreds.
And you guys like Pacheco.
There is an exclude players button.
There is. I would almost hit A-Chain and.
Do any of us want to exclude Pacheco and just be like, we're not drafting him?
No, I don't want to exclude him.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I don't want to go that far, but like.
Can we drop him?
If you drop him another 10 spots compared to his ADP, he probably doesn't get him. He probably doesn't get drafted by us anyway.
Oh, James Cook is way too fucking low.
That's what I'm saying. Like this.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not even a Pacheco thing. It's just I like other running backs.
James Cook should be like second round.
I like Joe Mixon. I like Cook.
I don't know if I go second round, but like.
Not second round.
I do think James Cook is an underrated running back this year. Like, there's going to be a lot of volume for Buffalo to do. Like, they don't have receivers. It's gonna have to go through Cook.
I'd put him here. Is where I'd put him.
James Cook should be like in.
No, I would still put him in the mid 30s. Like,
James Cook should be ahead of Kyron.
I have a feeling. No, I wouldn't do that. But I have a feeling you're the highest, Evan. So where are you at, Donnie? So we can try to figure this out.
Above the quarterbacks. That's it.
Not ahead of Kyron, though, right?
Because the Bills love James.
I agree with that. He's not ahead of Kyron for me at all.
Yeah, I mean, the Bills love James Cook,
so
though. He is the guy.
I'll move him up higher because Evan seems to be really excited about him, but I don't want to move him ahead.
We have in that rank. See, like, I would put him in that, like, I'd have to see where we're at. Like,
yeah, where you at, Go? Because I don't want him ahead of Kyron.
You know, I put him right where, like, I put him in that Jacobs DK range. Yeah.
If we get Cook that late, that's a steal.
Okay, that's fine. I don't want to move him.
It looks like he's going 6th round, though.
I mean, I love him, Evan, but you seem to be
like,
really.
We'd be reaching taking him in the 3rd, but like I like him too.
I mean, I like him, but Evan seems to be like
knowing the strategy I like to go. Like, if I were to get my stack in the first 3 rounds and then just take Cook as my stud running back, I wouldn't be upset with that.
It is true because at some point we're going to have to be a best player available, kind of like for what our roster needs. Like, even if we like a player, like we might decide to go wide receiver over running back.
Yeah, it's just that James Cook was the 12th best running back in fantasy last year, and nobody's expecting regression.
I'm excited about this, Evan, that you're this excited because I do have players like this on my list, but I just didn't expect that because I think we all agree it's just where we wanted him, and you were definitely the highest. So I'm excited.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to keep harping on it, though. I don't want to waste time here. So we left off in the 50s somewhere. So we have Kincaid. I'm fine with him right there.
I like White a lot.
Rashad White, I have where the heck do I have him? I have him ahead of Mixon.
I think my thing here is he can just be better. He can do everything he did last year at a better rate. So, but I'm not going to make a huge stand on it. If you guys are fine with that and don't want to move him up, it's okay.
I don't think the O-line progressed enough for him to be like make this massive jump.
I do think Richardson has to make a huge jump, and I would want Terry McLaurin to make a huge jump. Those two guys, I will fight you on.
I'm not big on Scary Terry anymore.
I like Scary Terry. I don't want.
He's got a new quarterback, an actual quarterback that's worth anything. So I want to take a chance. I think he's too low.
My thing is Richardson. Like you're really, really risking injury. A guy who has had multiple injuries in his career already.
True.
I just don't want that on the best ball.
But I would say that the upside there, Donnie, and what quarterback isn't risking injury? Look at how many quarterbacks were hurt last year.
But I can go to play styles and say, okay, this guy's putting himself in the position to be hurt more than others.
We can't predict injuries, though. I don't think that's a good baseline to try and predict.
No, I mean, I get what Donnie's saying, but that's exactly the reason I would want to play him, because of his fantasy upside, because of that rushing upside. If he stayed healthy, his upside is as good as Lamar Jackson.
So Anthony Richardson should be right behind C.J. Stroud.
I agree with that. Evan,
quarterback-wise, yes, but I do think like you take Richardson 2 or 3 rounds later.
It's true.
Take Stroud. If I'm taking Stroud in the 4th, I don't want to take Richardson until like the 6th.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Basically, like a hero RB built with quarterbacks. Once you got that one guy, you're not going to then reach quickly for the other guy.
Well, let's not forget with quarterbacks, too, is that these days everybody drafts quarterbacks for rushing upside as well, which is why that I care about getting quarterbacks where they belong in the rankings, or at least where I think they belong.
And for me, it's just going to depend on the stack so much. I don't really give a damn.
No, I get that. It's just that we shouldn't just only think of stacks.
Right. See, I'm not even thinking about it that way. Like right now, we have him as basically our 5th best quarterback. We just don't have him anywhere near the top 5 guys, which I agree. He's not really near the top 5 guys. Unless you think you're getting a full season out of him. And then that's why you drop him a couple rounds.
Let's try to do it this way. And Donnie, where would you puke? Because you seem to be the lowest on him. Where would you puke if I moved him to?
You're muted again, Donnie. Oh, maybe he muted on purpose. I have Anthony Richardson as the 8th best quarterback.
I'm high on him. I mean, I'll move him way up here.
Yeah, like behind Stroud is where I have him.
See, I wouldn't put him all the way up there. Like, I don't think
I wouldn't put him.
I have a pick. Like,
you have him
about
higher
this,
than me.
like, when you would take him, it's like I see where he's going.
I'd have him behind Josh.
I'm not sure I would even move him. I think he's kind of where he needs to go.
I apologize. Yeah, that's the thing. I would think about it at where he was, but I would not put him with these other.
Okay, so you wouldn't put him up. So
I might move him a little higher than 59.
I'll move him a little higher.
Like, I'm not sure I'd put him in the 3rd, in the 4th, in the.
I'm not putting him above Stroud.
I said behind Stroud.
Yeah, behind Andrews.
Okay.
And
there
this
we go.
is the range. This is the range here.
Okay, that's fair. Okay.
Perfect.
Above T. Higgins, I like that actually.
So McLaurin, Terry McLaurin, no bites there.
I'm fading McLaurin, but I don't think we need to move him at this time. We're going to move other guys ahead of him.
You got to remember, we're already looking in the range of like 6th, 7th round picks.
Yeah.
So
McLaurin,
guys like Keenan Allen, I want ahead of McLaurin.
I see that. I will say this: we have all these Texans guy really, really, really high on our board.
Yeah,
that makes me want to drop Mixon. I don't know if you guys feel the same way.
Mixon, I have a little higher than where he is right now. I have him as my where the hell is he?
If you believe they can score enough to feed Mixon, Dell, Stroud, all these
I like
guys,
your argument.
I don't. I have him at RB15.
Okay, so you're kind of on my page as well. You like the receivers, not the running back.
Oh, absolutely. They're a pass-first offense.
Okay.
But I do like Donnie's attack here, where it's like we have so many Texans already higher that how much Texans is too much. And that's what I think the Mixon argument comes into play.
And when you have a guy like Kenneth Walker as well, I really like Kenneth Walker, and he's below Mixon right now.
Well, Kenneth Walker needs to go way up the list. That was one of my guys. Kamara as well, I'd put way ahead of almost every one of these guys on the screen.
My thing is Keenan's at the right spot. I might move a couple spots.
Yeah, I wouldn't move Keenan at all.
I still am high on Calvin Ridley, man. I know Pitts is here as well. Calvin Ridley's in this range. These are the guys that I'm looking at, and that makes me want to drop a guy like Allen, not Brees.
So, of the guys you see on the screen, though, is there anyone that you're going to make a stand for?
I would say Mixon down.
I wouldn't move Mixon down. I'd leave him where he's at.
Well, you leave him where he's at, and then you're going to end up moving the other running backs above him. Is the thing?
Yeah.
That's
Guys
what I mean. He's going to move down eventually.
Yeah, because we're gonna move like Alvin Kamara, Ramondre ahead of him.
That's where I want to go. I want to move Kamara way up. And
Kamara's expected to get paid $15 million this year, so the Saints are gonna fucking use him.
Well, he's their best receiver.
That too. Outside of Olave, that is.
See, I would put Kamara ahead of Anthony Richardson. He'd be in the Hollywood Brown range for me.
I could see that. I mean, there's less mouths to feed in the Saints offense than there is in the Chiefs offense.
Gov, you've been quiet. What do you think?
Oh, I'm just looking at my own screen. I'm like,
Okay, because that is.
I don't hate a lot of where a lot of these guys are. I'm not so sure. I agree. I would definitely put Kamara up, probably about where Richardson and that is.
Okay, that sounds about consensus. Now, I like Pitts, but I actually think he's pretty fair there. I might move him up a few, but I think that's just playing semantics.
I would move Pitts. Well, see, I don't want him above Kincaid because Kincaid's got less around.
I have Kyle Pitts right behind Mark Andrews.
So you're higher on Pitts. See, I love Pitts. It's just Kincaid has more volume that could go.
I agree with Evan here that Pitts has way more upside than Kincaid. I think Kincaid is safer.
I think Kincaid's a worse player. It's just I don't know how else the Bills are going to score, man.
Buffalo is going to run the ball a lot. I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It
might be like the Stallions offense.
What do you think about Pitts? Because I think me and Evan would jack him way up. Donnie's more conservative. Where do you fall?
I fucking hate Kyle Pitts. I don't want to draft him. So, you guys discuss where he should go. I think he's fine at 60.
Okay,
I think he's at 60.
I don't want to. I don't even want to think about him till the 5th.
Am I okay then moving him here? Because it doesn't sound like you want to move him at all, but we want to move him a lot.
Well, I'm I'm trying to think about it from terms of a draft. So, pick 60 would be the last pick in the 5th round.
Yeah,
he needs to be ahead of Kincaid at least.
I don't know about that. I like even
Donnie. You seem.
I think I like Buffalo more than I like Atlanta's offense.
I think Pitts is so talented.
You think he's better than Kincaid? I think that's where we're at. Does he?
I think he's a better player. I just don't think he has a better season fantasy wise.
Yeah, because
he's behind him then.
I don't have Kincaid that much lower than Pitts, but Pitts' talent is why I have him right behind Andrews. Because
I agree with that.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't want to take his talent and overproject him again.
So
Arthur Smith is gone, so it can't be much worse, right?
You would think.
So this is our biggest. I think this is our biggest riser here. I would agree Ridley needs to go up, but I would also move Walker up a ton.
Who needs to go up?
Ken Walker? I have Ken Walker behind Pittman.
I also have Ken Walker very high, so I would drastically move him up.
Gov, are you going to pour cold water on Walker?
What, Kenneth Walker? No.
Yeah. So move him up. Donnie, you were going to make the case on Calvin Ridley. Go ahead and make that case.
We saw he's still able to put up those numbers. He's got great stats. Now he's paired with a guy like Will Levis who's going to chuck it up. I'd argue he could easily be the best receiver in that offense this year.
I would have him behind Collins for the record.
I'm not saying he needs to jump drastically, but I would have him
No, I'm saying Walker. I'm saying Walker behind Collins at 40.
Where's he? Yeah, behind Pittman is where I'd like to see him. I think he's good right there.
Okay, that's where I would put him. So
it's high enough, so we'll see him if he's still left in round 5.
That's a good point. We don't gotta argue one position sometimes,
right?
As long as he's in the tier. I'm
Right
okay.
now, if we have a guy who jumps more than like a round, I don't think we should worry about arguing where he should be exactly in the round.
I moved neighbors down a little bit more. I don't think you guys mind that at all.
Yeah, no, we got to keep moving neighbors down. I don't have neighbors very high in the first place because the
Oh, I
Giants
have them
defense is gonna
extremely.
suck so bad.
I have them extremely high.
See,
So like,
okay, I'll give you that because like I'm starting to look now at just wide receiver, and like so once we hit Calvin Ridley, where we're at,
yeah.
the next wide receiver that's got any note would be like Chris Godwin after that. Then like you're literally in the bucket of Coleman, Worthy.
I don't like Coleman at all.
Where's DeAndre Hopkins?
Hopkins
He's
is
in this
right
range,
around.
too.
Yeah, he's also
Like,
in the range.
I think he's at like 71 right now.
71. Yes.
Okay, because I want to see Hopkins get moved behind Scary Terry.
So you're high. You're on the Hopkins. I'm on the.
No, I'm on Terry over.
Well, Ridley and DeAndre are right. Yeah, they're right next to each other. So it doesn't really matter who's ahead of who. Ridley and Hopkins. I think they're going to be close.
I've always been a Calvin Ridley guy. I love Calvin Ridley.
They're basically like one's going at the beginning of the sixth, the other one's going at the end of the sixth.
That's about right.
So you don't even really need to move as long as
We don't
Hopkins
gotta
is
move.
like 5 or 6 spots behind Ridley. That's about where we're.
That's a good point, Gov. Is there anyone we got to move down? I guess would be more the way. Like, is there anyone that's up here that you don't like? That way, we kind of do move them up.
Well, see, this is the part where it's like.
For me, it's Pacheco still.
I'm if Pacheco will be gone, I'm not worried about moving him down.
Well, see, like my thought is like all of these rookies right here that you would take.
Okay, you don't mind if I
when you
move
look
them
at
down?
wide receiver, like you scroll a little bit
there's
down.
not a point, Logan, is what I was saying.
Jaden Reed needs to move up.
I don't think he needs to move
I
up.
disagree.
I think he's fine here.
Jaden Reed needs to be ahead of T. Higgins.
No, I disagree.
I disagree with that as well.
T. Higgins is now on a 1-year contract, and we don't know how much more they're going to use him. They could even trade him this season.
But that's an upside to me. The ability for him to be traded into an offense. That
I like that.
If I can get him in Buffalo
behind T. Higgins, if you guys don't like that, but like that is where he should be. Yes.
Oh, we're talking Jaden Reed?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's where I want him.
Okay,
I agree. He should be higher up.
Okay, so you
as what should be the number one.
So
Green Bay. It's not Christian Watson. It's Jaden Reed.
Yeah.
Evan and Gov are high on it. It seems like Don, you might have to be the reasonable guy here because I want to pull
I put him right there where Cooper is.
My thing is, I like Reed more than Cooper. I like Reed more than Allen.
You decide because I don't like him at all.
I'll look at let me look at it individually.
Because wherever you decide, I'm going to drop him some. So just so you know,
I would put him above White. I put Reed above White.
That's about right-ish. Yeah, that's in that same round. That's about fine.
That's where I'd put him. Because I like Kincaid more. I like. See, I'm not a Cooper guy. I don't think we'll end up taking Cooper.
I have Reed behind Kincaid anyway, so that's fine.
We solved that one because I would have moved him way down.
Let's see.
All right. See, here's my thought now. Like, I think now we're at a point where we can like compartmentalize. It's like that's why I was looking at like I've been keeping up with us on my screen.
Go for it, man.
Looking at the wide receivers, like I think we're at the point now, like other than Rashee and Hopkins, like we're all talking like secondary or rookie wide receivers that you're taking shots on. Like you're looking at the guys from my Carolina team. You're looking at Jordan Addison. You're looking at the rookies McConkey, Dunze, Worthy.
I don't like Keon Coleman this high.
You're looking at second year in Jigba. You're
I
looking
agree with
at Sutton from Denver. Like this is like Lockett. Like these are where it's like, you know what? If I haven't gotten 2 good wide receivers already, I'm kind of screwed. So I need to focus on that in our first 4 or 5 rounds anyway.
Now,
now is where I might start putting up running backs that I like.
Yeah, no. I was about to say, Aaron Jones. This is the first time he's the only mouth to feed in a backfield.
So why don't we?
Does anyone disagree?
I like Aaron Jones where I might put him right there behind Chris Godwin and keep like It's these other wide receivers. Like, I'm perfectly fine moving a guy like Coleman back behind Aaron Jones.
Yeah.
And,
No,
and even grabbing like Zamir White and moving him up in front of a lot of these wide
Oh,
receivers.
Zamir White. Okay, so here's
I
what
definitely think Zamir White is a good enough running back to go ahead of all these secondary wide receivers.
I think Zamir White should go ahead of Joe Mixon.
Because I think we finally hit that like clear second, third tier of wide receivers that we're drafting. These are not the number ones in the studs.
I have Zamir White behind Chubb, Moss, and Jalen Warren. So I don't want Zamir White anywhere ahead of Joe Mixon.
I would have.
You just reminded me. We haven't seen Jordan. What? Wow, Jordan. Chubb yet, have we? Where's Chubb on this?
I would have Chubb high too.
Where's Chubb?
Yeah, where the hell is he?
So that's a good point. So let's do this.
He's at 119.
Let's try to name some guys that you definitely want to move higher.
He is, right around there. Yeah.
Are you serious? Chubb is that low?
ADP of 121.
Hold on. I'll search for these guys. We're at this point now where if there's a guy you want to get up there, let's have that discussion.
Yeah,
So,
now we're like deep in the rank. I'm starting to look deep in these rankings and see if there's guys I just want to pull.
Yeah,
like, that might be filling out this 6th, 7th round is finding guys that we want to take shots on to fill out these teams.
Because then we can build some shorts. We can be wrong about this. So like 6 months from now, we can laugh about it. Who's the first guy you guys want to throw out? Needs to move higher. I can
Nick
start
Chubb.
Nick, 100% Nick Chubb. I'm taking the shot. I'm not drafting.
Okay. So we'll talk about Chubb. Don't worry, I'll get it. But where do we want him? That's the biggest contention.
I have Chubb at 87 behind DeAndre Swift.
I like that.
87? I can do that.
Yeah.
Okay, let me.
Taking a good shot at him.
Now, where's the search bar at? Please tell me that you got it somewhere.
It's 119 for Chubb, Logan.
You probably just do a control F.
They do not have a search bar.
Do a control F.
Yeah, if you control F.
Just gotta scroll down to 119.
I know I can find him because you guys knew where he was. I'm just hoping we could have streamlined.
Yeah. The search bar, just hit control F and you can type in a name and it should drop you to him, Logan.
Okay, well, that's a guy for a guy who has two hands and more concentration than me.
Okay, well, I'll control F it and then I'll find the number for you. that will work.
Yeah, so he should be right ahead of Zach Moss.
I would
down to this round after, but we need to at least have a area.
I think you've got him too far up.
That's what I was waiting. I was waiting for consensus. I haven't heard one.
It was 87.
We told you 87, like right behind Zach.
Actually, right behind DeAndre Swift is where he should be.
Yeah, like right. Yeah, okay.
Behind him?
Just one spot.
I would have in my head. Okay.
And I saw Zamir White's ahead too. I don't want Zamir that high.
I
do
have a problem with Zamir that high, personally.
I would have Zamir a lot higher. So.
No, thank you. I'm out.
He's definitely ahead of Rice.
Another guy that we could talk about.
Well, let's do this Zamir White topic because he's right here, and I definitely want to move him up.
I don't want to move him up at all, really. I think.
What round would you be happy getting Zamir White?
Zamir White, I have right behind Jalen Warren, and he's below Chubb, so I'd be fine with him. Like maybe what is that 9, 10, like end of the 9th, early 10th, something like that.
Okay. What about you, Donnie? Where would you be happy taking Zamir White? Like if you said I got Zamir White here, cool.
I like where he's
I feel good about that.
I honestly like where he's at. I think that's a good dart throw in this in the portion of the draft he's at. Maybe a little higher, couple picks.
Okay. So it sounds like I'm going to lose this one unless it goes really high in him like I am.
See, I have him probably 7th round. So I'm trying to think. That would put him.
I have him 5th.
That would put him like late 70s, whatever it is. So like
70s. So we're about the same.
So a little ahead of the Chubb in that, but like not by much.
I had him ahead of Aaron Jones.
No.
No.
No way, Jose.
No, I'm just saying
honestly, 74 right there, I think is good, actually.
Yeah. I have another name to bring up as well that I think would be a good dart throw.
Rice needs to go way down too.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of the suspension. I think Rice needs to. Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah, I don't even care about the suspension itself. I'm not.
Rice goes down to what?
I have Rice way down at like 136 ahead of Zach Charbonnet.
I wouldn't drop him that far.
I wouldn't know because
Yeah,
I'm
no.
not dropping him under a guy like Shahid.
I would drop him
Yeah.
10 spots, but not.
I'd much rather have Rashid. Oh, wait, where is Rashid Shaheed? Speaking of him.
He's down to 119ish as well.
Okay, yeah, so I have Shahid just where the that's weird. Sorry, my thing's all screwed up here.
Let's focus on Rice first so we can figure out where we're going to put him, and then that will kind of help us sort everyone else.
I would put him.
See, I'm not so low on.
I'm okay dropping him to the 80s.
I would put him around 90. I'd rather a guy like Ramondre.
But like I could see that, yeah. If you put him
Fair enough.
behind the
So-
Chubbs and that,
So is 90 a good compromise? Not as low as Evan, but
definitely drop him behind Chubb and Swift and all that.
I do have Shahid ahead of Rice for the record.
that sounds good. 91.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I don't think he'll be there at 91 anyway.
I don't think so, but because I'm not as low on him, but I
That
do.
is like
understand.
20 picks after.
See,
18.
I think like the time to get him would be after like the preseason and what if he gets a suspension, and then you can capitalize on the situation.
I want to move up with Ramondre Stevenson. We were talking about moving up running backs. This would be just a guy I think is egregiously too low.
Ramondre should be at least 6th round somewhere in there. I have
Yeah.
him behind Zay Flowers and ahead of Kamara.
And my thing is,
Not ahead of Camaro, but right in that range.
the Patriots showed that they really do believe in him. You know, paying him what they paid him.
And
For
Mayo's been
Ramondre.
talking tremendous, great about him.
Yeah, so we got to get Stevenson up there with Kamara.
So, Gov, you're the guy that's going to pour cold water on this. Do you like him? Do you hate him? Or you
Like I said, I do want to start getting some of these running backs higher up.
higher up?
Are because I think this is the range I would want to be taking them in.
I'm
Like-
high on him, but below Kamara, right? Or are we going higher? Because it sounds like everyone wants to go higher.
A lot higher.
I think I put him right behind Kenneth Walker,
I think that's right.
Yeah.
That's
or maybe like right
Is that
ahead
what
of
you put
Kenneth
up?
Walker,
Put it
but
on.
like that same range.
yeah. Donnie, you were saying what?
No, I forgot to mute. I was talking to my mom.
Oh, you did.
Stevenson should just be near Kamara. That's all I
See,
care about.
And that's the thing.
How about
These rankings.
See, I have him about like I have him like almost a full round behind that. I have him in like the mid 60s.
See, that's where I have him as well, Gov. But I'm
you
fine.
scroll down a little bit, Logan, so we can see more of the players.
Yeah.
I
No, like,
I have
like
him
4
64.
total. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, I have him 64. But
I
I'm
also
fine
have him 64.
I know. I'm trying to because
But like I said, like I wouldn't put him at like.
but everyone wants him ahead of Kamara. I would have Kamara in the 50s, and I would not have him ahead of Kamara. So I'm trying to balance it out.
Where it is right now is fine.
And
Yeah,
looking
my-
at it
my
right now,
thing
like
is-
I would probably have him.
But they want
Right.
to drop him, Evan.
I would
wouldn't-
put Ramondre closer to like Rashad White than I would
Okay.
Kamara, but
Well-
definitely ahead of Mixon.
Okay.
Evan, here's my argument for this, and you can disagree if you want. For our rankings, we will see where we have Ramondre
How about I do this?
because
I'll
we
put-
will be the highest on Ramondre in our cycle, probably.
I'll put the difference. Oh, we're definitely the highest on.
I hope that's the case because Stevenson I expect to get a lot of work in this Patriots offense, don't you,
Um,
Donnie?
I agree.
I expect him to get a lot of work for one, but also I
Can
just
we-
want to add on to this.
Can we drop Coleman, please?
Hold on one second. Let Donnie finish his thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really
Put
kind
him
of
back,
like.
Logan. Put him back. Put him back.
Oh, this year I do like the Patriots' weapons more than what they would be projected. Just because the offense is going to get better, it's going to be more modernized. We have a real OC now.
Yeah.
It's just that's the truth, and I do not think the Patriots' offensive weapons were talentless. They just did not have a good situation around them, especially if the offensive line can hold up this year a little better. That's a big deal.
Yeah. Okay, so we have the rookie Xavier Worthy and Keon Coleman. I haven't seen Xavier yet in my rankings. Keon Coleman I have way down behind Rashid Shaheed.
Yeah, like
No,
see,
I agree.
like
I would drop.
I
him.
agree. I like this. I was saying this range right here and the wide receivers in it, the Colemans, the Worthies. That I think they all go down, which
Yeah,
is why I
agree.
think we just need to start putting guys ahead of that.
Go ahead.
Like, let's
All
just
right.
start stacking
So-
people behind
No,
Aaron
who's the
Jones.
one guy you want to bring up then?
Like right now, just put Ingram and Zamir White ahead of all of them, and
Yeah.
Kittle. Just
Can
start
I-
moving all those guys
I
ahead.
agree.
Like Montgomery ahead of all.
I
of them.
love
Can I
Evan.
get
No,
Ferguson? as well?
not. Don't be like throwing Evan Ingram like 10 spots ahead. Literally put him right behind Aaron Jones.
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out where you want him.
Aaron
Just
Jones,
like keep
yes.
stacking behind Aaron Jones so that all these
Yeah.
wide receivers get
Yes.
pushed back.
Behind
Yeah.
Aaron Jones? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Now
interested
you're
in
going to go
Ferguson
behind
as
Evan
well.
Ingram. Move the next guy up who's not one of these wide receivers. Kittle behind Evan Ingram. Hopkins behind Kittle.
That's a good point.
Like at this
Plasma
point, I'm fine with everyone.
Conky
else
is too high.
Until we find someone that we want to keep dropping, I think we just move them up behind the next guy.
Can-
Like I would
can I
now
move-
move
Can I
Zamir
move
White
one?
behind Hopkins. Does anyone think that Coleman, Montgomery, Worthy, or McConkley is better than Zamir White?
No, I don't.
I
Evan
don't.
might.
I have Zamir White below Xavier Worthy in the. So Xavier Worthy I have about in this range, and Zamir White's right below him. So
How about that?
I have McConkey below Zamir White as well.
And another thing I want to say about Xavier Worthy, I'm like super
Yep.
low on him because, first of all, I'm still sticking to the history of the rookies do not do great in Andy Reid's system, and they have more weapons. It's not the Rashid
Sure.
Rice situation of the past.
Rice is the outlier then, Donnie?
Rice is an outlier, not the
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
All right, so like now let's look at the next guy. Now.
Ferguson.
Now we're at
Ferguson.
Dak.
Yeah, give me Ferguson higher.
Ferguson.
The tight end? I need to know what position.
I don't even see where he's at. Like we're not
He's at
Ferguson.
85. I'm just saying he's at 85.
I was about to say we're not anywhere near 85. We're at 73.
Oh, you're saying name names to bring up.
No,
That's what I want.
but we're going in a row. Like I don't need to.
I'm
see
saying,
like,
give me the guys on the
if
screen,
guys,
Donnie.
if guys think we should move Dak ahead of all these ahead of all these rookie wide
I
receivers
wouldn't.
and Zamir White. Like we're grouping them together. The rookie wide receiver is Zamir White.
The only way I take Dak is if I got CD, which I won't know.
Yeah.
Prescott, I don't have this low at all. I have him a lot higher.
So that's the thing. I would then put him in. Then I would put him up at
Mhm.
least to where we were. Like put him right behind what was it, Hopkins.
Hopkins.
Even if it's only up a round, like move him
That's
up around.
a huge difference for a quarterback. I
Yeah.
agree.
I mean,
Yeah.
Prescott, I actually have up there with Stroud and Richardson, but that's way up there.
See, I don't want to
you
put
might
him
have
all the way up
drafted
there
him
yet until we like absolutely need
No,
to think about like ranking. Where do we think this quarter? Like, I think once we get these ranked more to like 120, then we can go back and refine. Like, okay, do we really think this guy's gonna go in the 5th, or should we move him up a little more?
Well,
Yeah.
to Evan's point, 90% of people in best ball leagues are going to stack their quarterbacks with a pass catcher, so you don't have to reach on quarterbacks if you like them.
I don't even think we should assume that because we don't know the people we're going to be doing this with.
No, I can't assume that.
I'm just trying to get through this and get our because we're clearly at a spot where a bunch of guys need to move back. So
Yeah.
let's just look who needs to go ahead of them.
Okay.
That's just what I want
I
to
would
do.
put Rome ahead of Ladd.
I have Rome in the same range of all the rookie wide receivers. Like I think again that's just a group we're going to move guys ahead of. I think Pacheco's in that group.
I have Odunzi down there, just barely ahead of Leggett.
See, Watson and then like the running back Swift and Chubb. That's where you start asking, are those guys better than those rookie wide receivers?
I would have Swift and Chubb ahead of Zamir White.
I would not.
Zamir White is not that good. We really
And
shouldn't
I
overvalue
think they're
him.
all in the kind of same range.
But Evan, who?
Evan, hold on. I am undervaluing him based on your opinion.
His ADP is way too high for what the Raiders' offense is going to offer because he's not going to get the same work that he was getting at the end of last year, and the offense is going to suck.
I'm saying you're the reason we're so low on him as it is. I can't move him.
Yeah, like if it like honestly, like me and Logan would have him in our top 5 rounds.
Oh, you guys would take Zamir White in the top 5?
Yeah.
I would have him
Wow.
where Kamara is.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
That's too high.
I don't
for my
see any
liking.
reason he doesn't get all that volume.
Yeah.
They literally have nothing else but him.
Yeah, I understand that thought, but it's just that they went out and they got guys like Alexander Madison to take some of the workload
Evan,
too,
that-
even though he sucks too.
This is a
Exactly.
beautiful
Like
thing.
they didn't get anyone that makes me afraid of the guy they've had for the last year or two trying to groom behind Jacobs.
It's a beautiful thing because we are merging together our thoughts. So there are going to be some outliers there. That's just one of them for you.
But I'm willing to like have him in this group that we keep jumping people ahead of. I'm not sure I would like. I'm not sure I jump Swift and Chubb ahead of all these.
I would move
Pacheco
down. I'd move Pacheco down though.
Jordan Addison needs to jump up too.
See, Addison and Watson's are the ones where like I could see Addison. Like he had a pretty solid year. The Vikings might be with the rookie quarterback. I'm a little afraid.
Addison, I'd like to see behind. Okay, yeah, we have him ahead of Swift already. Yeah, okay. I think we can do fine leaving Addison right there.
Yeah, see, I think we're starting to get to a point where we're good. Is there anyone we need to jump ahead of the group of rookie wide receivers?
I think Donnie would make the case for Ferguson now that I scrolled on this long.
I would still like to see what's his face? We have Xavier Worthy with Addison. I would like to see Keon Coleman plummet in the ratings because I don't think he's going to be that worthy.
At the bottom. You can move Coleman in my mind below Odunze and shit. Yeah,
I think I did.
Where do we have Keon Coleman?
I think he's still right at the top of this.
Is he? We'll move him down if he is.
Yeah, we got to get him down.
Yeah,
I have him below. I actually have him way down this list. I have him below like Rashid Shaheed.
See, I haven't even seen Rashid Shaheed.
But before we do it, Donnie wanted to make the case that we moved up Ferguson, so I wanted to make that case, and then we'll kind of let that you fall with him.
Where do I have Fergie Ferg?
Donnie, where do you want to put Ferguson on this list?
Above the rookies.
I actually have Jake Ferguson a lot higher. I have him right behind Aaron Jones.
Yeah. See, my thing is, it's Lamb.
See, I'm fine putting him in that, like, where would he have him? So probably, like, right behind Hopkins in our list?
Yeah. I would have him right around there as well.
Okay, that's fair to me. In the high 60s, right?
What is it, like, high 60s,
Yeah, right around Dak. Yeah. Below middle.
Behind Hopkins, ahead of Dak, or right behind Dak, around there.
It's right there. That's perfect. That's exactly where I wanted him.
It's perfect because if we're going to get Ferguson, we're probably going to be targeting Dak, so it makes sense.
I have one more guy I think we should jump up, or not jump up, but put him around that rookie echelon. If we're taking a shot on the rookie, I think there's one that's much better to take a shot on. And that's Brooks from Carolina. He's at 99-ish, I believe.
The running back, I love him.
Does anyone have if I'm gonna take a rookie, I think I'm gonna take him.
I have Jonathan Brooks around the 113 range, which would be below Josh Palmer. I don't know where he is in this list.
But ADP has him 96, so he's gonna go higher than that.
I have him ahead of Addison. Basically, I have him in the 70s.
I have him behind guys like Gus Edwards and Brian Robinson. I don't think we should reach for Brooks.
I don't want to reach for him, but I would put him around the rookies. I think he's going to be a better rookie than the receivers.
Gov, what do you think?
See, I'm not so sure about that just because rookie running backs usually don't get that. And, I don't see us giving him that, kind of workload year one.
Fair.
Yeah.
So,
I agree.
I'm not sure I put him there.
I like Brooks more than I like James Conner. That kind of thing.
I have Conner ahead of Brooks.
Can we move Conner down then?
Connor,
I don't think there's going to be a point. We're going to have. I think we can all say we're going to have our running backs by now.
I don't care the name. I'm just trying to find my drop point. What's the one guy you want to move up where I can be like, okay,
that's another name that I see now. Deontay Johnson. He should be above these rookie receivers.
I don't know about that.
He's right there with Xavier Worthy.
I could see him being at the end of the pack.
I'll move him up some because I like him too. I'll move him up some.
But I'm not sure I take him ahead of Addison.
Are we okay with that?
I have Deontay right behind Addison, ironically.
So I would be fine putting him right behind Addison. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He was a little too low on the list.
I'm okay with all this so far.
I don't think JMO's a shot I want to take.
I don't want to take a shot on JMO either.
I'm okay moving him down. You just tell me where.
I don't know exactly if there's a number right now, but it's one of those guys that I wouldn't even move him.
Fair enough. We don't got to even talk about. I'm low on Warren a lot lower. I would definitely have Brooks ahead of all these guys.
I have Jalen Warren ahead of Brooks.
I don't, and it's not close.
Jalen Warren is I think is going to be more productive all season. Brooks, I think, will have a good. He could possibly have a good final 5 weeks, but I don't think that's going to be enough to warrant taking ahead of.
Well, the final 5 weeks could be our playoffs.
That's true. Like the final 5 weeks,
right?
Good, but that's not. I agree with Evan. That doesn't warrant us having him that high. Like,
okay, so
I'm fine taking shots on 10th, 11th round.
Is there any?
Trying to fill out my team in the 8th.
So are we saying we need to make a stand on any of these guys? Like, are we moving Harris?
Okay, so I'm looking right now.
Where do we think Jordan Love is here? I want a consensus on Love here.
Jordan Love, I have as a quarterback behind Richardson and ahead of Kyler Murray.
And I think Burrow is actually right there on an ADP as well.
The guy I'm looking at here that I think needs to go up is Njoku.
I like Njoku as well. He's finally started to get that pop.
Okay.
I have Njoku behind Ferguson.
Okay, so we're all high on.
That's fair. I like that.
Yeah,
I
would move him up that. Yep.
Trying to. Okay. Is there anyone else while I do this? Because I'm gonna have to scroll for a while.
I was going to say, you have a mouse wheel too, right?
I do.
Yeah,
he's right there.
help.
It's Ferguson. Just put him right behind Ferguson.
All right. I couldn't remember if he said Bishop.
Or you put him at number 69. It was great. It's fine.
We're good. Let's see.
So I'm still not happy about Coleman and Rice being this high, but I'm sure people are going to reach for him anyway.
Yeah, Rice will be gone by now, I think.
I'll move Coleman down some. Don't worry. Get him.
Like I said, Logan, once we get 20 behind ADP, I don't think there's a point.
I would move up Tony Pollard quite a bit.
I think Tony Pollard's awful. So
I agree, but I also have Tony Pollard just ahead of Swift. Because he's going to get good passing volume.
He probably will, but from what I saw last year, I don't think they're not. I think he's just going to be splitting with speed.
So can we put him
I'm
ahead?
already high on the Tennessee receivers. I don't know.
Well, can we go ahead of Mostert and split the difference?
I have him ahead of Mostert anyway.
Yeah, I would put him ahead of Mostert. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say, just give me an anchor point so at least we can start to build.
We
were talking about Pollard, not Brooks.
We were talking about Pollard.
I thought I grabbed it in my phone.
Yeah, Pollard I definitely have ahead of Brooks, and I have him ahead of Mostert.
So.
I would move Brooks up, but I'm still waiting on that discussion.
I don't love Jackson Smith and Jigba here either, but I get why he's here.
I think either he or Lockett have to go up.
I actually have Smith and Jigba just ahead of Pollard.
I could see that.
I'm not. Huge. Well, I have him ahead of. I definitely have Smith and Jigba ahead of JMO, but I'm just low on JMO.
I'm low on JMO too.
So let's do that then. Let's put him just ahead of JMO.
And Rushy. Yes.
Fair.
Okay, that range is fine.
Yes.
I still want to move up Brooks.
No, please don't.
Yeah, let's.
I still want to move up Brooks.
Don't you do it.
Brooks is fine where he's at.
No, I'm just saying me. That's what I was waiting. I was waiting for God to tell me.
He's fine where he's at. As a Panthers fan, he's fine where he's at.
Yeah, let's leave him alone.
Getting him there would be fine.
Brock Bowers, I actually have higher than where he's at.
I honestly, I still am quite high on the Raiders tight ends. Maybe not fantasy wise, but I think they're both going to get ample playing time, and the offense is going to be going through them a lot.
I have Bowers ahead of Ferguson.
No.
Wow. I can't do that.
I just have him 2 spots ahead of Ferguson. It's not much. And behind Kincaid.
You have the tight end higher than what's probably going to be the running. I don't know. I think the running back.
Yeah.
Do you have Zamir White ahead of Bowers?
What was that last question? Sorry.
Do you have Zamir White ahead of Bowers or Bowers ahead of Zamir White?
Oh, I have Bowers ahead of Zamir White.
Yeah, I don't get that.
I can move up Bowers a little bit, but I can't move him ahead of some of these running backs.
Whether it's going to be Minshew or O'Connell, I think they're both going to hit the tight ends.
I can agree with that, but I also
like Bowers.
Whether it's Minshew or O'Connell, I also think they're going to run the ball a lot.
They will, but I think it's going to be a split backfield.
And it's also going to be a split tight end room.
I was about to say, don't they have like
Yeah,
two tight
Mayer.
ends too?
Well, that's the thing. I think they spent their first on Michael Meyer, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah,
and
they
they
did.
seem to want to fade Meyer. Because I don't see how you support a 2 tight end offense with this weird offensive system as it is.
I think it works with their offense.
It's
Zamir
what
White
AP,
is, yeah. Zamir
AP
White
says that's what he wants to do. He wants to run 2 tight ends.
But yeah, I have Bowers ahead of Zamir White. I don't know.
I think Bowers, Meyer, and White are all going to get their own.
I'm okay moving up Bowers. I'm not going to move him ahead of
I'm
these
just
running
not
backs.
sure where to put him.
Yeah, I think Myers is he's
Like,
one
I
of the
don't think
scares
I
me.
want like
Or Bowers, sorry.
Like, I don't think I want Bowers. Like, I would probably want Pollard more than Bowers.
Yeah,
If
that's where
Bowers-
I'd put him. I'd put him right below Powell.
Yeah,
Ahead of Mostert, below
Okay.
Pollard.
I was
he
gonna
definitely
say-
should go up, but
Yeah, if he's close enough to Ferguson, that's fine. I guess he doesn't have to be ahead of him, but yeah, I think he's up there.
All
it's
right.
like his ADP is going to have him going. Like, his ADP
No.
has him going in the 9th. So if we have him with an 8th round ADP, we can be looking at him there.
Now I'm going to take a timeout here and say the next player on this list we're going to have to convince Logan off of. Or
Who is it?
Austin Eckler.
I'm huge on Austin Eckler.
The backup running back for Washington we have to convince him off of.
I have Eckler right behind Hopkins.
Oh my gosh, you too?
I'm high on Eckler.
That's not high though. That's just like moving him up a few spots.
I'm not as high as Evan. He's higher than me, but I'm high on Eckler.
Eckler's going to catch some good passes from. I would expect him to from
So-
Jaden Daniels.
So me and you are high on him, Evan. Where are you at, Gus? So we can try to find a consensus.
I'm
would-
looking right now. I'm like, okay.
Because Donnie's low on him, and me and Evan are both high on him.
I would move him up above the Steelers backs and JMO.
I would move him ahead of Rice, but that would be
Yes, yeah, that's where I cap it off for me.
Let's see. No, I have him right below Pollard. That's where I'd have him.
I have Najee ahead of Austin Eckler anyway.
Yeah, I'd have him about the 90 range. So I'd have Austin. So we'll wait for Gov to weigh in here.
It's rough. Like, I probably have him in that Zach Moss, Tony Pollard range.
So that's where I have him too, like right below Pollard.
That's about where I have him anyway.
Yeah.
So why don't we go just slightly ahead of Pollard for Evans, like love for him?
I don't love him. I just think he's just
Fair
a
enough.
little
We'll
higher
put-
than what they
we'll
have
put
him
him-
at.
We'll put him
Yeah,
right
but like
below.
right there seems good.
That's about right. Yeah.
I thought Logan was going to say he was going to be at like 80 at 5.
No. I'm higher on Trey Benson, the running back from the Cardinals. I'm higher on Dallas Goedert.
I can't. We have a lot of Eagles guys at the top already. So
Well, that's the thing is I would drop AJ. So I'm saying like if you guys want to keep it the way it is, I'm okay with it.
yeah,
I have Trey Benson ahead of Antonio Gibson and below Xavier Legette.
So you have them a lot lower than even DraftKings has them.
Yeah, I do.
All right, so let's just keep him there because I like him, and I don't see any pushback from these guys. So we'll keep him there.
Okay.
well, since we moved Pollard up, I would say we should think about moving Spears down if we see the rest of the list here.
I have Spears pretty low as it is.
Yeah.
Now, have you been quiet in terms of player take? Anyone that you want to highlight here?
I'm just like trying to get through. I'm like, okay, so this is where I'm like, again, I'm not looking at ADP before. I'm looking
Right.
at
Yeah,
what
yeah.
this is about the range guys are looking at. Okay. So this is where the second set of running or quarterbacks are going.
Yeah.
I see Caleb Williams, I see Jaden McDaniels.
And I would love all those guys, by the way.
This is where we might have
Trevor.
to really start thinking about quarterbacks, like how we're going to rank them.
Do we want? Yeah, I would say. Do we want to just tear over to quarterback so we can?
Well, I'm trying to think now. So like this is also like we are in like the 10th round. In the 10th round, I probably already want my second quarterback. Wouldn't
Yeah.
I?
Well, or at least be
Yeah.
taking your second quarterback.
Like
at
in
minimum.
ideal draft, I probably go wide receiver, running back in some order where I get the stud
Right.
running back I want. then I probably get a quarterback in the 4th or 5th that matches my stud wide receiver. Or if they're not there, I just start filling in on the better than average running backs that I can get.
Or at the very least, we have
wide receivers at that point. Just keep stacking wide receivers and running backs while grabbing the tight end I need there.
Right.
But by the end of the 10th, I should be drafting like 2nd quarterback, 4th running back, 2nd tight end, maybe.
Even then, you have to consider that maybe we have a pass-catching running back like a Christian McCaffrey or a Kamara. Like at that point, we kind of have our main weapons.
Right.
Yeah. For the record, I have Benson below Spears.
Sure, I don't.
Not that it matters that much. It's only 2 spots, but. Yeah,
Well, why don't we do that? Why don't we go to individual quarterback rankings just to get a glimpse? Because I know Donnie wanted to talk about Love, just to kind of figure out where we're at here.
Yeah, what are we thinking here when we get to these quarterbacks?
Yeah, let's reevaluate what we've got. Because we're basically at 120 now.
Let's go to the top of the quarterbacks.
Okay.
Let's get our second tier quarterbacks here.
Okay.
Especially.
Okay.
We already did our top 4 quarterbacks.
Right. So we have our top 5. Allen, Jackson, Hurts, Mahomes, Stroud. And we have them all basically in the middle of the 4th round.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay with all that.
Here, no, we need our second tier here.
I would
then we have like Richardson in his own tier like a round later.
I like Richardson where he's at.
Then we have Dak like another round and a half later.
I would have Joe Burrow and Jordan Love higher.
I would have Prescott higher.
I definitely want to keep dropping Kyler. Like I would definitely like.
Okay, so we're both low on Kyler because even if he had a good year, like it's still a run.
Hold on, timeout. I would only want Jordan Love ahead of Kyler Murray, but I wouldn't sink Kyler that much more.
I would.
Well,
see,
it looks
I'm
like
higher on
like a 3-spot flip.
Now remember, we're talking about quarterbacks here. So if I drop him, if I drop him here, I'm dropping him like 4 spots. So I'm not saying we sink him.
I think that's fine.
But like, I personally would rather Goff than Kyler.
I wouldn't.
I would, given the offense of Ben Johnson, but
I would at least put Goff above Purdy.
I would not put Goff above Purdy. I would put Purdy above Kyler.
Okay.
I wouldn't even do that.
I agree with Purdy over Kyler.
I don't like that.
Donnie,
that's three. Yeah, that's 3 on 1 there. Because I
now
just,
like Kyler, Goff, like scroll
this
down
is
another little bit.
It's
Let me
gonna
see
be
where we're at. Okay, and then we get to the rookies. Kyler, Goff, and then these rookies.
I'm a lot higher.
Let's rank these. Goff to Lawrence. We got to rank in a row.
Trevor
Because they're all
Lawrence,
next to each other.
Trevor Lawrence would be right behind Jordan.
Yeah,
Love.
true. Because like I'm looking at the rankings, I'm like, 80, 70, 80, 80, and then we get to these 100 quarterbacks.
Yes.
Okay, so
I would like to see Trevor Lawrence ahead of Purdy.
I
would
agree
like
with
to ahead of who?
Purdy.
So I
would definitely put him
jumping
ahead of all the way up ahead of Kyler. I don't know if I put him right ahead of Purdy.
I would also put him ahead of Purdy. So
I have him ahead of Purdy, so I guess we'll do that then.
I just think that San Fran offense is so good. There's points to be had, and Brock's going to be a part of it. I really.
And that way, Evan can drop Brock Purdy a little bit that way, anyways. So
I just didn't want to fade Kyler too much because he does have talent, even though I don't expect the Cardinals to be any fucking good.
I would put Tila above. I would drop Williams under, like Tagovailoa. Sorry.
I
do think Tua should be ahead of the rookies.
I would keep Jaden Daniels above him because I think Daniels is just the rushing upside is so awesome there.
I think Tua's good where he's at.
Yeah, I would rather have the rookies over Tua.
Yeah.
What about Herbert?
Herbert is good where he's at.
I would have him ahead of.
I'm higher on Herbert.
I'd have him ahead of all the rookies. I had him ahead of Jared Goff.
I love Herbert's talent. It's just that we don't know what the passing game is going to look like anymore because he lost like all his fucking weapons. Even Gerald Everett.
Yeah, I don't care either. I'm the same thing with Logan. Personally, I have him above Kyler.
I think he's more talented than Kyler above a lot of these guys.
It kills me to disagree with you on that because I love Herbert, but I just don't know what this offense looks like anymore.
So you don't
Exactly.
even want to put him up.
That's exactly.
If I knew he still had Keenan, at least like even if it was just Keenan or just like one receiver that I knew he trusted, I would put Herbert where I want to put Purdy, and you guys are putting Trevor.
So we're split then because me and Donnie seem to like him. You guys don't. So what do we do here?
I think he's good where he's at.
And I don't.
It's tough. Okay, well, how about
Like,
this? How about this? We move him up to that tier of quarterback, but we so that will jump him 10 spots in the.
That's what I'm saying, though, Donnie. Where is that tier? Because I'm high on.
No. So you see how it's like right now we have.
Yeah,
Herbert
look at the number on the left. Like
Yeah, I
we
know.
talk about these quarterbacks in like the 104, 106 range.
Yeah,
I know.
He's at 124. If we bump him to like 115, right behind
put him
Tua,
at 115, and I think
like
that's
that's better.
I'd have him ahead of Tua.
I honestly,
I can't put him ahead of Tua
yeah.
without any weapons.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
In a run-first offense with no weapons for him to throw to, I can't put him ahead of the Dolphins.
I'm gonna side with Gov
Okay.
there.
So we'll keep him where he's at.
No, Logan. Put Herbert above Tua and then flip it back so you could have them next to each other on the rankings.
Yeah, you just
move him up.
Put him ahead of Tua one
That's
time,
what I was going to do.
and then just move
flip
him
it back
real quick.
Yeah. Flip it back to Tua above.
You can just do Tua ahead real quick. Yep.
And there you go. That now our board is looking better.
I see what you're saying.
Now when we go back to the full board, it'll be right.
Right, I got you.
And also, while we're looking at it, it's on the screen. Can we drop Cousins below?
Can we drop him all the way down?
Your Cousins is a whole like 2-3 rounds after these.
No. I was just talking about just flip Stafford and Cousins since they're right next to each
Can
other.
we just drop Cousins all together?
I don't agree with that. I think Cousins
we
is
can
fine.
exclude Aaron Rodgers if you want, but we're not dropping Cousins.
No, don't drop Cousins.
Atlanta's offense will still be good enough. I have to have their.
I don't care where we put him. I just don't want Cousins on my team.
Why?
Logan's always been a Cousins hater. Always.
That doesn't mean we avoid him. He's still going to be valuable.
He's hurt. He doesn't put up fantasy points.
He's not hurt anymore.
He's not hurt anymore. He's going to play.
No, he's always hurt.
In the event that we get Cousins when we don't want him, that's when we go after Penix.
He's a sexy Alex Smith. That's all he is.
Okay, well, regardless, I think we should leave him alone. And I would like Rodgers. I'm not going to fight you on if we put him ahead of Stafford, but I prefer Rodgers over Stafford.
I don't want to put him.
No,
ahead.
I
want to exclude Rodgers.
I'm not going to fight you on that one. I don't even like Rodgers.
I do not want to draft him, and I don't want to draft any Jets.
I'm the same way.
Okay, I say that, but if I get Breece Hall on my team, I'm not going to be upset. But I don't want him to be like my hero.
If you get Breece Hall, like my number 2. You missed on your favorite guy.
I think we're good here.
Logan, you got to explain the Cousins thing because, like, you said he's always hurt. He literally has been hurt once in his career.
He's just coming off the Achilles tear.
Tell me why he doesn't put up fantasy points then.
I don't know. He always is top of the league passing yards.
I'm not saying like he's hurt like he never plays. I'm saying like he plays like he's hurt all the time.
What quarterback doesn't?
He's always top of the league passing yards, Logan. So
Stafford doesn't.
Stafford's always hurt.
No, Stafford's been hurt for years. Since
he's hurt. That's what I'm saying.
Stafford is the epitome of plays hurt.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They're asking me to name a guy who puts up fantasy points.
What I don't get is like what you just said about Kirk Cousins is a compliment to Stafford. So it's like, wait, do you hate this guy because he has all this because you're like that's a great quality to have. He plays like he's hurt. He plays hurt. He's always hurt. He plays like
but the problem is he plays like he's hurt and can't put up any fantasy points.
Logan,
he has put
Kirk
up
Cousins.
His Cousins hasn't been putting up fantasy points. It's that he shits the bed in prime time.
Bingo.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And he always plays the primetime games because he's not ever hurt. He just sucks on national television.
I'm just saying,
on Sunday, he's like the 4th or 5th best quarterback every fucking week.
I'm not even defiant on this. I'm just saying he's had Justin Jefferson. He doesn't have it anymore. He's not going to a pass-friendly offense. I don't
know. You guys like Pitts so much, and they use Bijan how they should. It might be a pass-friendly offense.
Logan, all I'm going to say is, the last 5 years, Kirk has had more fantasy points than Stafford.
Yeah.
I don't.
Four of the last 5 years, Kirk has been better fantasy-wise than Matthew Stafford.
Per game. That's including the Stafford missing a couple of games.
You can name a statistic in your favor. I don't have any doubt about that. They drafted a rookie in the top 10 over.
That's Atlanta being
Yeah,
Atlanta.
that's Atlanta.
Don't blame Atlanta.
Yeah,
Don't blame Kirk Cousins because
That's the team he
Atlanta,
plays
Atlanta.
for. Okay, that's
The
that's
Falcons
the
are going to Falcon. You don't blame Kirk Cousins for the falconing.
But look, we thought the same thing about Robinson, and we drafted him, and then
I
his
was
chances.
always low. Like everyone wanted to take Bijan as a first-round pick last
Right.
year.
Yeah,
That
we
is
were
the
super
dumbest
low
thing
on
I've
Robinson.
ever heard.
Yeah,
Now,
we
I
dropped
took
Robinson
so
like
much-
2 rounds.
Now, to be fair, I took so much Derrick Henry and Nick Chubb because everyone's taking Bijan at the end of the first round. So it didn't help me as much as it should have. But you get what I'm saying.
I mean, that's all I'm saying. I know I'm biased on Cousins, but I'm saying he also doesn't play in an offense that would lend you to believe that he's going to be good. There's no evidence to me they believe in a rookie over him. I don't know.
If we can move this forward, I have a question for the whole group here. Can we move Derek Carr behind Stafford?
No.
He's got Chris Olave and Alvin Kamara. I think that's better than consistency
I
with
would
Watson
definitely
and Smith.
move him to right where Baker and that is.
Look,
I could put him right
I
behind.
could put him-
I'd put him where at Baker's spot.
But Stafford and
I would
Rodgers,
definitely move Carr ahead of Levis and Gino. And
that I could do.
So that's basically behind Stafford.
Again, Mayfield's
that's
where
fine.
it's iffy for me.
That's
Mayfield's where it's iffy for me. And you know me, I'm willing to just shoot Rodgers in the face. Did I
But
say that on YouTube? I said that on YouTube.
but Stafford and Rodgers are a tear break for me.
Okay, so then we have Bryce Young right about there. If we keep going, Bo Nix is probably going to be next. I don't think it matters from this point on what
Yeah,
quarterbacks
these are
we
all
have
like-
in order.
These are all fat guys.
Like
This-
seeing
this
like
will be-
Bryce
this
Young
will
with
be
that
my team.
ADP, like Bryce Young 182.
Like,
You're not people aren't taking Bryce Young till like the 15th, 16th
Yeah.
round, really?
Yeah,
I would take Young.
Good lord, dude!
he might be a good sleeper pick.
Late stack my Panthers.
Can we move him up then?
I
No.
think we can move off of quarterback. Like I like where like these late round guys. Like I think, like I said, once we get to 14th, 15th round, we're gonna probably be jumping around anyway.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Can we move off?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
let's
let's
get off
go to
quarterback.
running back. Go all the way to the top, and let's go to running back, and let's redo these. Let's double check basically.
Yeah.
We're gonna review. Let's review running back.
Let me get this centered up.
All right.
Okay.
So scroll down a little more so we can see a few more
I think,
players.
yeah, I was say I think Gibbs and
Well, no,
Cousins.
go back up to the top real quick. I want to be able to see like 10 or 11 players. So like scroll a little farther like down on the screen.
Your
Yeah,
your
that's great.
your right scroll bar.
Yeah.
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. So McCaffrey, and after McCaffrey, we have Brees.
No. Isn't Bijan there?
Or no,
Bijan is ahead,
and
yeah.
then Brees. Yeah. Right? Yeah.
Yes.
And then Barkley, which is good. Taylor, Derrick.
Henry. Okay.
I would have Henry over Taylor.
No.
They're basically both at the end of the
Yeah.
first round. Like
I'd rather have Taylor anyway.
Yeah, if we get a
again, I'm looking
that's
at
one
the
of those
numbers
things-
too. This is a tier range. We don't need to mess with a tier range that's off
Yeah.
by like 1 or 2.
No, I know
Now,
that.
if Henry were like 25 instead of 15, then yes, I would say that.
Yeah, I'm just saying I have Henry like 10 spots ahead of Taylor.
ETN, then see, I still
Kyron
might put
above
Kyron
Gibbs.
above Gibbs.
Yeah, Kyron above Gibbs.
I agree with that. But I don't think Gibbs does.
Yes.
Yeah, you do?
Yeah.
Good.
That's
Kyron
fine.
above-
I'm not huge on Gibbs anyway. I think that's fine.
Then
I actually like where Gibbs is at now.
Can we have James Cook ahead of Kyron?
No.
I don't know if I do that.
No, because think about you're jumping James Cook a solid like 4 rounds.
Yeah.
Well, I have James Cook as my RB9.
Yeah. So,
I'm
but
not
that's the thing.
that high on
Even-
him.
I would have
I could definitely see him being a top 10 running back this year, though. So, like, I'm with you on that. Like, it's definitely possible, but I don't think I quite have him
Yeah,
there.
my thing is, Evan, I
Although,
don't
where
want
do
to.
we have him right now? Let's see. So it's McCaffrey, Bijan, Brees, Barkley, Taylor, Henry, Etienne. We have Kyron at 8, Gibbs at 9, Jacobs 10. So, like, if you wanted to move him ahead of Jacobs, I'm fine. If you wanted to move Cook right behind Kyron in front of Gibbs, I'm fine with that too.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that. That's where I draw the line, though.
That's
But
fine.
like Kyron is like, I'm not as low on Kyron as you are. but I could see James Cook being in that same.
No,
range.
no, I'm gonna pump the brakes here. I'm gonna pump the brakes here.
Donnie wants to pump the brakes on Jacobs, right?
No. We can put him above Jacobs. I'm not putting him above Gibbs for this reason. By the time we get done with the second round, everyone ahead of him will be gone except ETN and Kyron. So it's going to be Kyron, like our running backs.
Okay, no, I agree with you there. Like, I don't think
I'm
looking
not
at the numbers
Okay.
on the left. Yeah,
So
we're already like 3 rounds, 4 rounds heavy on Cook. We don't need to make him a second round pick.
I know it doesn't seem
In
like
a
much,
draft where we
Evan,
can get him in the 5th.
but just moving up that one spot, we moved him up like 10 spots. So
Well, he was at 33. Now he's at 31. But
Okay, that's fine.
well, I'm saying him and Jacobs are like moving up 10 spots.
Yeah, no, like okay, so him, Jacobs, okay, Ken Walker.
I would move
I
Devin
still
down.
might move A-Chain back again.
Yeah, I'd move him back.
Like scroll down a little more.
Yeah,
I still might move
him back
A-Chain
behind-
behind.
I think we should leave Achan.
yeah, if it's at 40, that's the thing.
That's
if it's
true.
at
That's the end of the-
47, I'm taking H in at 50.
Can I move him down at least one?
No,
Why?
because
No.
he's going to be gone, Logan. There's no point of moving someone down when they're going to be gone.
I mean, to be fair,
I
if we
can
like
make
a
sure
running back, if
don't-
we think a running back's going to be better, then we still should move the running back ahead of him.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like I do. I'm not saying you guys have to agree.
Like
with
I
me.
agree. I don't think we need to move him back to where he's going to be like 60 or 70. But if we take a 53 guy and make him 47 and now A-Chain's 48, I'm fine with that.
I'm not saying I'll win. I'm just saying I would exclude him. I don't want him on my team.
Like, would I move
No, I
Kamara
wouldn't
ahead of
include
him up a half a round? Would I move Ramondre ahead of him?
Well, I'm fine with Logan. If we want to move him down to we're under White, that's where I'd like. Okay.
I'm just saying what I would do. I'm not saying I have to win this
Like
argument.
I agree with that. Like going back a full round, like he's at
Yeah.
47, so putting him at 57, going a full
Yeah.
round away, like I would do that with A-Chain, and that would only put him behind like Kamara and Stevenson in our ranking.
I would. Nah.
You guys tell me where to
But
put
then
him.
I could see just leaving him there and let's
I would just leave him, man.
I'd leave him.
Right.
I want Stevenson ahead of Kamara, though.
No,
You could convince me. I don't think you can convince
No.
Logan or Gov.
they're close enough. I'll keep it, but like I see, I'm with you on that, Evan.
Whereas I just
think
saw-
that's a 50-50, but like yeah.
I just saw Stevenson get paid. You're telling me you believe in him long term. I don't think the Saints believe in Kamara long term.
Kamara's getting paid $15 million this year, but he's like at the end of his tenure,
Yes.
right?
I don't need him to be trusted long term. I just need him to catch passes, and that's what he's going to
And he will. But I just want
I
Stevenson
think
ahead.
Ramondre's good just because like we already have him.
But-
Like again, he's another one of these guys we already moved up like 20.
But I would move Mixon down, especially given how high we already are on the Texans. Like we're higher on Diggs, for example.
I have Mixon ahead of Walker.
Yeah,
See,
I'm not high.
See,
on
and I
Mixon
like
at all.
Mixon where he is behind
Yeah.
White and
So I guess
Stevenson.
we gotta leave him because I dropped him.
Mixon's going to be like the de facto rushing guy. He's not going to get many passes
he's-
thrown his
he's
way.
taking- like they had the second year guy who they liked wasn't doing well, and then they had Devin Singletary.
I think
Like
we're
they need a Mixon to take over the backfield.
I think we're good if we're okay with this range, unless you guys wanted to move up somebody on this panel here.
No, I think we're good here. Keep going down. Let's check
Yeah.
more. Okay, Chubb, Swift, Connor, Moss, Pollard,
What do I-
Ekdog,
I mean,
Mostair,
I'm okay with you.
Warren, Brooks, okay, Javante, Benson.
I might move up Javante ahead of Harris, but I think I'd lose that argument.
I think I wouldn't move that.
I
think
wouldn't
I'd
move
keep it.
him, but I'm really low on Steelers running backs in general. I don't like Steelers running backs now.
Can I at least get Najee ahead of Eckler?
No.
I mean, I'm willing to give you a Pittsburgh guy ahead of Beckler. Yes.
I will give you that one because I'm lower on Eckler.
Because Najee's at least good on the goal line.
Yeah.
Okay, so could I do this thing? Can I move him? Can I move Eckler? Can I move Moss down and I'll move both of them up?
I want Moss below Chubb.
He is below Chubb.
Chubb.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
I'm saying, can I move Moss down and move both of them up?
I don't want both of them up.
Well,
That's
see,
the thing.
I have Harris and Eckler ahead of Moss, but I mean they're about the same tier anyway. I don't know if it matters.
It matters to me. That's
Well,
why
we have Moss like a good round ahead of both of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, I don't like
we
that.
definitely should move Moss behind Najee and Warren.
Okay, let's do
Like,
that.
do that right now.
Okay, thank you.
Like
Yeah.
if you have them close, if you have them close, and we have them like a full 15 picks ahead or something.
So now, you want to move? You want to move Harris up ahead of Eckler?
Yeah.
I want a Harris
would-
ahead of Eckler, yeah.
Yeah, I would still do that. Yeah.
Okay, I can definitely move him ahead of Mostert, so I'm not going to fight you too much on that.
Good. Okay.
Scroll down. I think we're good
Yep.
here.
Yeah, running backs are looking solid.
I'm liking
Oh.
our running backs.
Where's Ezekiel Elliott?
No idea. Nowhere to be found right now.
I do want to move Brian Robinson up some.
Oh, Brian Robinson, I have just behind Gus.
Which Gus we haven't even talked
Oh,
about.
where
yet.
the fuck is Gus?
Gus is under the. I had to move Gus up personally as well.
Where the hell is Gus?
He's pretty low. He's down there.
He's not relevant.
He's the
right
starting
there,
running back.
127.
He's not-
Yeah.
He's not relevant.
He's the starting running back, Logan.
J.K.
What-
Dobbins is
no,
the starting
I'm not-
running back for
Oh
3
yeah, you're
weeks.
right. You're right. I
For
forgot
like
about
3
Dobbins.
weeks, and then Gus Edwards will be the starting running back, and then
Yeah.
he'll get hurt, and then it'll be Justin Herbert.
And then it
Yeah.
will be another Ravens guy who was on the team last year for some reason.
And
Anyway,
then we'll find Jacobs. Or, I'm sorry, no.
I have
Darius
Devin.
Victor. There we go.
Yeah, I have Devin Singletary behind Mostert.
There's Zeke, 130.
Mm.
Okay.
He's the starting back there.
Uh,
Who else is on the Giants
I
running back?
could move him ahead of Spears, but that'd be it.
Well, there's no reason to have Singletary behind Benson because Benson's not even the starter. Singletary will at least be the lead of the committee.
I think Devin Singletary sucks.
Well, I agree, but he's going to take the most volume.
I think
Yeah.
he sucks.
He's gonna have volume, Logan, and I think more volume than Benson.
You guys cannot rule me. I want it on the record. I think he sucks.
I agree, but he should be behind Mostert.
I disagree.
I wouldn't
I
put him that
disagree.
high.
Like I
would put him
think
above
Singletary is that bad. I'm not sure I would put him ahead of Moss.
I'm with Go. I don't like him. I think he's terrible.
No. Like, yeah, I'm not putting him ahead of Moss. I'm not putting him ahead of Brooks. I would not. I'd be 50-50 on.
I'd have him right
Williams.
there behind Javonte with
Yes,
Benson.
that's where I have him.
Where do
Just
I
because
have
he
Javonte?
should get the
So
volume.
you
like
want to put him
said,
ahead of
Oh,
but I don't trust him to do anything. And then
You
the
wanna
people
put him
behind him are the
ahead-
guys splitting.
you guys are voting to put him ahead of Benson.
yes. So let's do that first.
And then I'd also move Spears up above Benson.
Where do I have Spears?
I think Spears is fine because he's in that split too.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we'll leave Spears alone. Can I at least make a case for where the oh god, we just lost it. Where Brian Robinson, I think. No,
Yes.
Javonte. Sorry, Javonte. I'd like to see ahead of Najee.
I'm sorry. I'm who?
Javonte Williams. I'd like to see ahead of Najee Harris.
No.
I can't bring him up above all the other guys, but I would definitely rather him over Najee Harris.
The highest I could move-
I'm already conceding Najee Harris. So
the highest I could move him would be Moss myself. Everything past that I would do, but you're gonna make me cringe, and you'll have to have majority.
where do I have Javonte?
I mean, none of these running backs we're looking at right now are sexy options anyway. They all kind of suck, but I prefer certain sucky ones over other sucky ones.
Me too. But we just disagree on the guys. So I mean, if you got majority, I'll do it, but I don't like it.
I can't move up that high on my ADP total. You know.
Like I think he's.
There's Gus, by the way.
Yes, and I would bump Gus up above Singletary personally.
See, it's rough because I kind of want to put him ahead of Mostert, but I don't know if I put him ahead of Pollard or Eckler or anything of that. So,
Who?
like I'm not.
Who are you talking about?
Aren't we talking about Spears? Or wait,
I
no,
was-
who were we talking about?
I was talking about Gus.
Or no, we were. I'm sorry. I was talking about Javonte.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. I'd like to at least see Gus Edwards ahead of Brian Robinson
I agree.
and behind Spears.
Yes, that's where I have him as well.
I mean, they're in the same tier anyway, so it doesn't matter.
It's 10 spots. I'd be okay with it. But
Yeah, let's at least
Yeah,
get Gus
okay.
behind Spears.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Because
yeah,
We got him. It's funny how much he's jumped because last year we got him for our last pick in this.
And that's a big jump for him.
Yeah, that like he jumps so high in projections, like 100 spots in one season.
Yeah.
so I don't want to be too high on him.
There's by the way.
I don't agree with guys like Gus behind Brooks, but I think they're close to the same tier in our rankings anyway.
Oh, there's Zeke as well.
I would raise up Chase Brown a lot given his explosion and given Joe Mixon isn't on the team anymore.
Also, I would say this. Can we jump Zeke up as well, like at least above Blake Corum?
Yeah, I have Zeke like right with Gus.
I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I want him as well.
But what about Chase Brown? Because I just see explosions from that guy.
I do like Chase Brown. Like I do think eventually he'll at worst he'll be second in volume in that backfield.
Yeah, he's the second running back.
If Zach Moss gets hurt, it is probably Chase Brown's backfield.
So can I put him ahead of Blake Corum?
I have Chase Brown like right with Spears.
Okay, I could do that.
I would put him ahead of Blake Corum.
Yes, he's ahead of Blake Corum as well.
Yeah.
Do you have him ahead of Spears, though, Donnie? Because I do, but I don't know if you do.
Yeah.
Okay, so just ahead. That's why I have him. It's just his explosion is there. That's why I like him.
Okay. Then Charbonnet, I have him behind Benson, but we're higher on Benson's. It's a little throwing me off, but I think we should leave Charbonnet alone.
No, I'm higher on Rico, though.
I would move Rico up to above forward.
I would not move Rico.
I would move him just behind Chase Brown, personally.
I have Ford ahead of Rico.
How close are you on that?
I have Ford like 4 spots ahead of Rico.
Who's in between there?
Kendre Miller, Ty Chandler, and Jaleel McLaughlin.
Interesting.
Go, where are you on Rico?
I honestly don't like. Again, I don't hate where he's at right here.
Okay.
Behind Ford, behind Charbonnet, like I'm fine with that.
I think
all those guys are about, and they're all in about the same number range. They're all going in about the same round or two.
Yeah. So, is there any other players, wide receivers, any other skill positions we need to talk about?
I want to double check wide receiver. I'm trying to see if there's any guys we missed. A guy actually. I know we don't like him, but AJ Dillon's 231 right now. I don't know if we want to move him up just a little bit.
I don't even want to touch him. Nope.
You don't want to touch him at all? Okay.
We're on the wide receiver now.
Yeah,
okay.
I have AJ Dillon way down there, so it doesn't matter.
So
well, to me, there's not many running backs.
Go over to the blacks. Yep, so we can see more, and then scroll all the way up so we can see the top wide receivers, and we'll go down from there.
That's right. We didn't start with wide receivers, so let's start there.
And I also do think tight end's a good one to look at as well.
All right, so
we already talked about our top.
Tyreek, yep. CD, Tyreek, Chase, Jefferson, Brown. All right, you can scroll down.
Yeah, we definitively went into our top 10.
Go. Yeah, I was about to say go over so we can see more.
We talked about this pretty extensively.
Yep. Adams, Olave. Yeah, like I don't see any glaring things I want to change.
Okay, we talked about wide receiver quite a bit.
Yeah, I just
there were a lot of wide receivers. Like all these numbers are in the second, third, fourth rounds. Like keep going down. Like I don't see anything we didn't discuss.
Right.
All right. Nothing that's pointing out like.
No, I would drop Kirk, but that's just a personal thing, I think.
I still think we have Diggs way too high, but I think we discussed that last show too.
We did.
Agreed.
The only guy I see so far is Pittman. I would move up.
I don't know if I'd move Pittman up.
Pittman above where?
Yeah.
Above Diggs.
I would have Pittman above Diggs.
I would do that. Yeah, let's do that. I like that move.
It sounds like a lot, but it's really not.
Yeah, that's a 4-spot jump, and we're getting him above ADP now, which is important.
Yeah.
All right, Flowers, Pickens, Neighbors, Kirk, Brown.
I think I mentioned it on this show. I dropped Cooper. I'm not a big fan of Amari this year.
I still think he's good where he's at.
He's good where he's at to me.
Reed, keep scrolling.
Yeah,
we got to get through a lot of these. Okay. McLaurin, Keenan, Ridley,
I'm also not a fan of Godwin.
Hopkins. Okay, then we start to get to all these rookies.
Yeah, I think that's a good spot for the rookies, probably.
I do like Rome though.
Like
Okay.
I saw all the names of the receivers I would definitely want to take before taking a shot on the rookie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rome would be higher than Worthy to me, but
I would move Worthy lower
All
than...
these guys are within a spot, so like I don't really even care about.
You don't-
moving.
you don't care?
We don't have
Okay.
to move anybody there.
Well, I don't think we'll draft a rookie receiver this early, right?
we're gonna drop Coleman though, right?
I would drop him. I would put Addison maybe above the rookies.
Okay, so
I think the rookies
Coleman's
are in
right
there
there.
like they're kind of where they need to be, and then
Yeah.
Not Keon Coleman. He needs to go way further down.
I would drop Watson as well. I think it's going to be Dubes to take that second wide receiver spot.
I'm
I don't think we need to
dropping-
move Watson.
I'm okay dropping Coleman behind Addison, but
we're,
not,
like right now we're in the range of all the who are the best second wide receivers, and I think like Watson's actually a solid number 2.
But I think
At all.
Dubes is the number 2, not the number, or not the number 3.
No,
So-
it's close, but
He's
I
on
have
the run.
Yeah.
I have Keon Coleman down there with Dobbs.
no.
I don't think Keon Coleman is going to break out right away. It's going to be a messy wide receiver room.
I mean, I agree.
I definitely have him. I have him ahead of Thomas.
I have Keon Coleman down there, and I mean Rushy Rice is too high too, but he's definitely ahead of JMO at
If
least.
Rice plays though, he's not too high.
Okay, tell you what. How about we put him ahead of Rushy Rice, Keon Coleman?
Okay.
Okay.
I can do that.
Ahead of he is ahead of Rice.
No, I mean,
Yeah, but like right ahead.
Drop Coleman all the way down to 97-ish.
Like put him
should've
right
been-
behind Njigba.
should have been more.
Oh, that
specific.
worked for me. I'm higher on the Jigma anyway, so I need a way to get him up.
Definitely. There we go. I feel better. now.
I don't really have a stand on Coleman. I just like all those other guys better, so it works for me.
Yeah. That's where I'm at as well. Coleman
I-
might be a good receiver, but I don't think it's
I
gonna
mean,
be
I think JMO is better than Coleman, but then I probably have Coleman ahead of
I have Rashi Rice down there with Jerry Judy.
Where
Yeah.
is Judy? I haven't even seen him yet. Oh, Cooks, I would slightly move up. Just because he is technically wide
I
receiver.
wouldn't.
I have Brandon Cooks right behind Watson.
Yeah, see, I'm closer to moving Cooks up to around.
See, I
Sutton.
could definitely see moving Cooks up, but
I-
I'm trying to
You
think.
can move him up where you guys want, because I'll be a no wherever we move him.
I have Cooks right behind Sutton at.
Like I
one-
definitely put him ahead of Coleman.
Yeah.
Definitely
But,
ahead of Coleman.
I'm not worried about jumping him that high.
Not ahead of Coleman for me, but like
I think it's 3-1 though, Logan.
Yeah, I know.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to figure out where you want him because I'm a no matter where.
I'm moving him up even more now.
Like
on
I
my
don't see
board,
how
too.
he's a worse play than Rushy. Like
Yeah.
he's gonna play more games. He's the number 2 on Dallas, which is gonna have a
I-
high powered.
I have him right above JMO. I would take Rice over him.
So
but
you are
Like,
we
that, like 97, 98, 99. Yeah, like that's about where he needs to go. So like if you want to put him right behind JMO as like pick 100, that's fine. Or 103 ahead of Curtis Samuel.
like that?
I still have Cooks higher, but I don't know what you guys think.
I would still put him higher. I want him ahead of Coleman.
I think
I don't want him on my team.
Well, we
So-
don't have to draft him. We just need the rankings right.
we got him last year too.
Yeah, I'm saying I wouldn't draft him.
Well, yeah, no one's saying we have to. Let's just get him above
Yeah.
some of these guys.
Like I don't see how he.
No, but he'd be well below all these guys I see on my screen.
I don't see him doing worse than any of these guys fantasy wise. It maybe Sutton, but
Sutton I have around the range anyway.
yeah, exactly. That's why I have him at the range. I don't see many of these guys doing better fantasy wise.
I agree.
Yeah, I see them all doing better. Mike Williams would be the guy I'd want up higher.
Not high on a guy who's been hurt every year of his career.
Mike Williams I have ahead of just like one spot ahead of Coleman and behind like Rashid. So we could leave Williams actually alone because I have him behind Shaheed.
What do you think, Gov?
I think he's fine where he's at. Like I'm
Okay.
not high on Mike Williams. No.
I mean, I'd have him ahead of JMO right now.
I actually have Coleman behind Mike Williams. But if you guys don't want to move Coleman anymore, I understand.
What do we feel about Judy? Where are we on Judy here?
I have Judy behind Leggett.
Do we think? Yeah,
I'd have Judy where Tyler Lockett is.
No, that's too high.
yeah, that's too high for a guy who's not going to be wide receiver 1.
I'd probably put Judy ahead of Big Mike.
Yeah, I also put Judy.
I'd do that. I mean, I'd have him as high as
But I
Lockett.
think like Palmer Shaheed range is about where it is.
I see. I just don't see it with
Can
Shaheed.
can we at least move him ahead of Mitchell? Because Mitchell's a rookie with off-season problems.
I don't like Mitchell anyway, so yes.
I don't like Mitchell. Yeah, I'm not.
Mitchell's talented, but he's very got sketchy off field stuff, and he also coming off an injury.
I have Dontavian Wicks behind Josh Downs.
Yeah, I'm not super. Oh, Gabe Davis. Do we want to hire Gabe Davis just because we know he can't?
I would.
Yeah, I have Gabe Davis behind Dobbs.
I have him higher than Shakir.
I would definitely put him above Shakir.
Yes,
Yeah,
he's ahead of
would.
Shakir.
Yep, 100%.
Which is a huge move.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
should
this
be
is
up there.
this is a huge sleeper that we would have completely missed otherwise. So
Okay.
Keep scrolling down. Let's see if there's anything else that catches the eye.
I want Johnson, but I think I'm higher on the chart.
whoa. Wait a second. Hold on. Where is am I? Can we put Josh Downs above Mitchell? I think he's a better Colts guy.
Yes, Josh Downs should be ahead of Mitchell easily.
I don't think he is better, but if you guys want,
Yeah, fantasy
No,
wise,
he
I
should
think
be, yeah.
Please put him ahead of Mitchell.
Downs was a monster last year, fantasy wise. So
Yeah.
Mitchell's a talented kid out of Texas, but
Yeah, but Josh, second year guy, definitely going to be the number 2.
Yeah, I don't think any of these guys move the chains. I think Pittman is the guy.
Oh yeah, we are starting to look at that like third string. Like this is where I would be fine taking shots on guys and moving them up a couple of rounds. That's
Can we
why I
get Thielen up there with
No,
Thielen up there with like Shakir?
I would move him around Judy. That's where I have him.
Like I'd be fine with above Judy, like one spot.
no,
Yeah, that's where
I
I
don't
got
think
him.
I'd put him any higher than like where he is. Like
no.
Really?
he's probably not.
He's too high as it is. I don't want to touch him.
He had a great
The
year last
reason
year.
we're bringing in all the wide receiver talent is because Thielen can't do what he did last year.
I mean,
Like,
he's
if
still going to be a
anything,
safety
I'd-
blanket.
No,
Like, maybe he'll be the de facto tight end though.
But these are not like big PPR getters anyway. But I think Thielen is at least a more experienced set of hands compared to like Quentin Johnston.
Yeah, but Quentin Johnston is going to basically have to take on him and Palmer have to take on all the volume.
Yeah,
Johnson
I
is-
still will take them, the younger body with all the volume, over Thielen, who's probably going to be taking a step back.
That's the guy I would move up. I'd have Johnson ahead of Mitchell.
Well, see, how do you guys feel about Polk? I'm loving everything I hear about Polk so far.
I
Haven't
don't have
heard a
Polk
thing
high
about
at
it.
all.
I can move a rookie up if you think he's high. But I mean,
Oh,
I've heard great things about Polk so far for the Patriots.
Leggett is no. Don't move Polk. Move Leggett up.
I was going to say that, like, Leggett
I'm-
should definitely be
I
ahead
would
of
move both of them up.
yeah,
I don't like it.
I like taking chances on rookies. So
I don't like taking a chance on Polk. I'd rather take the chance on Leggett.
Well,
Yeah.
hold on. What do you? Let's just get that out of the way. What do you not like about Polk specifically?
Well, first of all, we don't know what the passing offense is going to look like yet with the Patriots. Second of all, being that they just paid Stevenson, I don't think they're going to move away from a run-first offense.
But
They also didn't get their backup running back.
Donnie,
Well, we don't even know who that is either.
we can get on to the Paul discussion, but we all agree we want to move up Leggett. So let's do that first.
Yeah, let's
And then-
move up Leggett. Let's put
Leggett
him-
is way more talented than Polk.
I have him ahead of Jerry Judy.
I'd put Leggett at least above Johnston.
Yeah, like it's criminal that Johnson is this
I
high.
have him ahead of Jerry Judy. So you tell me where you want him.
Like,
I have Leggett ahead of Judy too.
I'd put him ahead of the Downs, like right around that Judy range.
Okay, that sounds like a good tier break then. So,
That's fine.
I don't think because me and Evan were higher than Judy, but doesn't sound. And then do we want to circle back to Polk?
I would at least put him above Mooney.
Yes, he should.
And
Oh,
I'd have him ahead of Thielen.
I'm sorry, I'd put him above Johnston as well.
I would not, but I have him ahead of Thielen.
I have Polk ahead of Johnston by one spot.
Okay, see, that's where I'm at as well, right around there.
See, and I'd put him right behind him.
Yeah, I'd have him behind him. So we can put him ahead. We
Polk,
can have him ahead of.
from what I'm getting out of what I've heard, I'd expect by the end of the year Polk at least wide receiver number 2
Okay.
behind Douglas.
Cool.
So I think late year we have wide receiver number 2 if we get Polk at this spot.
I moved him up.
Yeah, but that's why I don't want to move him ahead of these guys that are like.
Yeah.
Some of like Johnson is definitely wide receiver 2 game 1.
Yeah,
Is he wide receiver 2 game 17?
no, Donnie.
No, he might be wide receiver 1 if Palmer's hurt.
He
Johnson
might be
has-
wide receiver 6.
No, there's literally not someone. If he's wide receiver, if he's wide receiver 6, then you have moved Justin Herbert to your number 1 wide receiver.
Not to
They
mention,
do not have a wide receiver
Yeah.
that can. They don't have 7 other guys who can catch balls.
and yes, he has.
Like they got rid of the tight end. They got rid of their top 3 other receivers from last year.
Johnson can't catch balls either.
No, but hold on. Johnson failed. I'll give you that. But he also had first round capital, and they have no other pass catcher. I don't want. I would move up Johnson, not move him down.
I want
Fine where
Wandale
he
ahead
is.
of
I don't
Johnson.
want to put guys who are
No.
still working their way onto the team against the
Right.
second-year rookie who's
Right.
supposed to be number 2, number 1.
If anything, I want Johnson way ahead. I'd have him way ahead of Wicks, but I think I'll lose that argument.
No.
Like in this range, he
Yeah.
would be my favorite. From Dontavian
Yeah,
Wicks
exactly.
down, like he's right now my favorite receiver in this range. And like that's with Adam Thielen and all that.
If we draft him, my pants are coming off.
No, I'm not drafting him until like the 15th round.
Yeah,
where we're
yeah.
at. Like,
No,
yeah.
I'm not drafting him crazy, but I'm telling you, if we got him on my team, I'm happy. My pants are coming off.
Can we get Wandale ahead of Johnston?
No.
No, I don't think I can do that. Logan and I have loved.
I told you I'm not moving any of these guys ahead of Johnson myself.
I don't trust Daniel Jones at all to get.
I don't
anyone
either,
involved.
but I don't trust Johnston either.
None of these guys on my screen are going ahead. Anyway,
But I can live with it. Like at least that's on Johnson if he doesn't succeed.
yeah,
I do not
I
know.
strongly disagree.
Like-
Of this range, Johnson's a clear teardrop for me.
Wandale, I can clearly see not succeeding and it not being his fault, and I don't like that. That's
Well,
too much
it's the
of a
same
risk.
thing with
I would
Johnson,
drop-
but
I would drop Mooney and Thielen, but that's the only drops I see on the screen.
Um,
And the kid from Florida, the rookie.
I would personally want to see Bateman at least around the Wandale range. I'm still high on him.
I actually have Bateman 1 spot ahead of Wandale.
Yeah, see, that's where I would like to see him jump up. A bit.
I'm
But-
okay with that. Do you have any pushback, Gov?
No, I think that's fine.
I would move him like around at least Pearsall-ish range.
I would say Roman Wilson's a very fast wide receiver who might play better in the NFL, given he might.
I also have Bateman ahead of Johnston too.
I would put him above. I would probably put him above.
I'm gonna say if you want to drop Johnson, you have to fight me and go on this because he's a clear teardrop.
I'm not gonna win that battle. I can see that. I personally would still keep moving Bateman up.
Yeah, Bateman's got to go up.
Yeah, I'm okay with putting Bateman ahead of Thielen. That's where I would drop. That's where I would draw the line.
How do we feel about that, Evan? I think.
Yeah, I
Okay.
want Bateman that high as well.
Okay.
I can
Cool.
put him. I can put him behind there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Is he ahead of Polk?
I mean,
yes.
they're in the
Oh, sorry, I
same.
got the wrong one.
They're right around there. I personally put him at Polk.
All right.
All right, we're good. Let me
Okay,
see.
and then let's see. Okay, yeah. So do we want to move to tight end now?
Yeah, go to tight
I'll
end.
just scroll down a bit just to see if we're missing anyone. But
Oh yeah, sure.
But again,
I
we're
just
already
did
talking about guys. We would be like trying to say like, well, I want to take a shot on this guy in the 16th or 17th round.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, there's a lot of Kansas City guys, but yeah, no, I'm not looking. Yeah,
Okay.
Once
Kelsey
we get to like
Laporta,
4th string wide receivers in spots, that's when we.
Then
move.
we're breaking the ties with the rest of our roster, anyways, which we can't really
Kelsey,
do it.
right.
Pride,
right.
Andrews, Kincaid. Okay.
I still want Pitts ahead of Kincaid.
Kittle 7.
I would too, but that'd be pulling hair for me.
Yeah,
Like,
and we have them right next to each other on the rankings. So.
I don't
Yeah.
think we're gonna win that battle. I mean, I'm okay with it. I wouldn't have him had Andrews.
Okay, Ingram, Kittle, those are good. Ferguson is good. I'd still rather have Brock Bowers ahead of Ferguson, but that's like 1 spot.
Can I argue though? Evan should be ahead of Kincaid.
No. Oh wait, actually, you know what? I'd be fine with that.
For
Yes,
me, he
Ingram.
would be, but
Ingram should be ahead of Kincaid. I agree.
Yeah, he gets so
Yes,
many
I agree with that.
targets.
I
Yeah.
agree with that.
I mean, wait, I think of him more as a wide receiver. So
Well, he came into the NFL undersized anyway, so.
Yeah, I definitely have Ingram in my top 5.
I don't like.
Kincaid and Pitts, and like it's hard because like Kittle would normally be in my top 5.
I don't like what I'm hearing
With
about
how
Kittle.
Laporta and McBride were last year, it's just tough.
Well, Kittle also lost like 35 pounds apparently.
Yeah, he lost a lot of weight. I mean, he could put that on easily, Logan. So
But maybe that's good for him. I don't know. Maybe that makes him.
I
a
think
more
he's putting it back
receiving
on.
option. I don't know.
I really think he'll just put the weight back on, Logan.
Yeah, he could. I'm just saying that's a scary. He's like the highest upside, but the bottom could fall out.
Okay.
Another guy. Can we? We're not there.
I'll
yet.
say scroll down.
Yeah.
We're not quite there yet. To what I wanted to say.
Am I going to lose the battle of moving Brock Bowers up there with Ferguson?
Yes.
Yes.
I gotta have Njoku right
David's a huge teardrop.
now. I
Like
can't put Bowers ahead of Njoku.
I would have David ahead of Kittle. So you're not going to win that with me and Gov.
I would like Hawkinson up there too.
I love Hawk.
I would put Hawkinson
I
ahead
would
of
move up Hawk.
Bowers even.
I want Hawkinson behind Njoku.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
yeah. I'm
That's right where I'd have him. I'd also bring up Cole Kmet too.
No.
No, there's
think
just too many mouths to feed.
I mean,
I just
I
think
do think he should be like right there with the Goddard and the Schultz.
He's right.
So,
He's
like-
perfect where he is.
the only reason I say that, and I'll just make the case quickly, is I just think the offense is a lot better. The outside receivers will get more attention. He'll gobble up the touchdowns. Like he
Well,
is.
effort's there as well, Logan, and that's what I'm concerned about.
We can't count on touchdowns. Cole
Also-
Kmet is just going to get whatever he can take.
Can we exclude Taysom Hill, please?
Please.
I
yes.
was going to say
Can we
we
just hit the
definitely need to
exclude
move
button?
Musgrave ahead of Taysom Hill.
No. See, I just hit the exclude button on Taysom Hill.
Well, Johnson is hurt.
Yeah, but Taysom Hill is the most unreliable option in a Swiss. He's a Swiss Army
No.
knife who's good at a lot of things but great at none. And I
I'm
want him
just
to
saying-
stop.
like his 1 or 2 spike weeks where he gets like a rushing and a throwing touchdown, it's not going to be worth
I
it.
mean, I can exclude him. I'm not going to make any case.
All right,
for that.
let's take a vote. Who wants to exclude him?
I'm
No
fine with
chance
that.
we draft him.
I'm fine with that.
Okay, so exclude.
Exclude him. We're not going to have Taysom Hill this year.
Okay,
Fuck him.
I'm glad we all agree on that. I am so glad we all agree on that.
Taysom. Yeah.
I actually agree with this list pretty much.
Yeah, like I'm not
Um,
in too much disagreement with the tight ends.
I would put Cade Otton a little higher.
I would probably move up Pat Frymuth ahead of Dalton Schultz, but that would just be.
I like Dalton Schultz.
I think
do
Ben.
think I think likely probably should be a little higher because I think they are more
It is
likely to
likely.
use 2 tight ends. Yeah.
Hold on though. Ben Sinnott is up way too fucking high on this list. There
I
are like
agree.
15 tight ends I'd rather have than him.
I agree. I
disagree.
would start moving him back.
You would?
Yes.
Yep.
Slow
Let's-
down and let's
Let's
move
move.
him back.
Yeah,
So
move
not to go
Sinat.
at the highest behind Okongwu.
Yeah, I was thinking Chig as well, under Chig.
I actually have Sinnott behind Ertz.
I gotta find out where Chig is. Hold on. All right.
Yeah, there he is.
And I would move up Gesicki a little bit because Burrow loves his tight ends.
I was just gonna make the same argument for Tyler Conklin because Aaron Rodgers loves the tight end.
I have Gesicki behind likely.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's
I can see
where
that.
like
Yeah,
him.
Ricky,
I would put him behind Conklin personally, but
I would put him ahead
That's
of
fine.
Conklin behind likely. I'm not big on Jets. I've already told you. If the only Jet I draft is Brees Hall, I'll be happy.
well, what about Garrett Wilson? You don't even like Garrett Wilson this year?
Nope. No
Okay.
Garrett Wilson, no Mike Williams, no Tyler Conklin.
there's a
It's
lot of names flying. at me.
All or nothing for me.
You're a loss. I love Garrett Wilson.
There's a lot of names flying at me. What did I miss here?
Well, scroll down first of all.
Anything? Okay. I just want to make sure I didn't miss it. A guy we were supposed to talk about.
No.
You are missing Gesicki right here. Move him
Yeah,
up to Conklin range.
Yeah.
Likely Conklin range.
Bring Gesicki up.
Okay.
And you gotta click on
Like
the
right
left.
behind likely.
Keep going.
Likely?
Yeah.
Yeah, likely.
Wow.
I,
That makes me.
behind likely.
Okay, that makes
Now
me.
move,
cute.
now move likely right ahead of him.
He's the starting tight end, Logan.
He's not that high.
Hopefully he gets injured before we draft.
Oh, that's terrible to say.
That's come on. What do you have against Gesicki? He played well when he was playing last year.
I don't want to take the.
Also, can you scroll down? He's at 270.
How is it terrible to say? He didn't care if I live or die.
227. Make sure you hit exclude on Darren Waller.
Yeah, Waller's gone.
He's right now.
237.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, just exclude him.
He's gone. Goodbye.
Michael Mayer's down here as well. I would move him a little bit.
Why are we talking about any of these guys?
See, yeah, we're at the point where like, okay, I'm most of the time I don't even take 3 tight ends. So like, I want 2 of the.
I want like one.
We already talked about, yeah.
Like if one is basically like an Evan Ingram, basically like a wide receiver, I think it may be playing our flex, then maybe. But I don't even want to take like 1 or 2 of these guys.
That's fine.
All right. Are we good here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I think that's a good solid rank.
All right then.
How fast did we do this? Because like I said,
I have not.
I mean, we're at 2 hours.
Oh my gosh.
Well, this is the type of show that we're going to get.
I was about to say this will get them in because when we do a draft show, we're going to talk for probably 10 minutes like we do at the beginning, and then the draft is going to take about an hour.
Yeah, and this is
with everything.
Well, this is a perfect look back to. This is a kind of like episode where we could almost do a review of a lot of our preseason takes, and we'll get a lot of shorts from. I'm still working on the shorts game, by the way. Just to wrap up here, I got to figure out the quality that YouTube will allow me to use. Apparently, we StreamYard upload too high of a quality for the shorts to take. So I'm working on that. We'll get that up and running shortly. By the way, Donnie, in the interim, I did put up the video of just that short little clip. It already got more views than our whole video from last week. So people are loving your Back to the Future kind of generational take. Anything else you guys want to cover before we get out of here?
I might win $1 in this 10K MLB free contest.
Oh shoot, I gotta check that out.
And seriously,
I'm looking at the scores right now.
in all seriousness and sincerity, no matter if it's a soccer league or anytime there's a free money, it's a great bankroll management builder. So just pay attention to DraftKings, especially around football season where we're ramping up. But there's going to be free contests almost every week when it comes to NFL. So it's a great way to build a bankroll. We always talk about, smart money management. That's the easiest way.
Hey, I'm winning $1.
Exactly. Play the free contest, right, guys?
Yep. Let's go, Minnesota. Woohoo!
Okay, no, and all sincerity, though, give the people, because we do cater to a more casual audience. So let's say you don't have a lot of familiarity with baseball or sport. How do you play a contest that you don't know a lot about, but it's free? It's like $10,000, like tonight is. How do you attack that? Go.
If you don't have any projections or anything, I would say the best thing to look at is just look at you're on a site like DK. They have Vegas lines. Look at the Vegas lines. Find a highly favored team that is implied to score a lot of runs.
Right.
And just pick a bunch of their good bats. And then do that with 2 different teams, fill you in your bats, and then try to pick pitching that fits in around it.
I did it so many years ago. That's how I built my bankroll up from 0 to 1, because no one thought I was going to make any money. So I wanted to prove them wrong. So I literally grinded a lot of these edges. Donnie, any last second advice for the people if they're getting into an industry they don't know a lot about? Let's just say it's F1, for example. You don't have any knowledge whatsoever. You can barely pronounce the names. What do you do? What's the first result?
I always just kind of look at, past guys. I look at people who are averaging a good amount. That's how I go off of fantasy point average. I'll look at their recent games. If they've had, if they're on a hot streak, especially with baseball hot streaks, I look at a lot when I'm playing it because I just don't know enough.
What?
Yeah, it's such a bad system, but it works so well.
No, I wasn't even saying that. I just saw the score in the Baltimore game.
What is it?
11-14.
What? Yeah, no wonder why we're
That pitch clock is really working for scoring, I'll tell you that.
Santander's saving my ass.
I was about to say Santar, and Gunner with 42.
I'll get out of here on this. But
I said earlier, Gunner's at that point where he's expensive. He only has 12 points. It might not work out for him. Well, you need him now.
Well, we love football, right? So that's why we kind of gearing up for the NFL. But we cut our teeth on the UFL, and then we fell in love with it. So that would be my number one advice. If you don't know anything about the sport, but there's a free contest, go to YouTube, type it in. There's always some niche small guy trying to, cut his teeth, get recognized. So do that. Also, if you want more content from us, Gov is streaming a lot of gaming content recently, showing real personality and just a fun environment.
And
Just
you can
more-
always keep up with my DFS sweats when you're doing that. I always have my lineup in. I always have DK live.
yeah.
So
And
always able to talk sports.
and you even
Washington put up 11 runs in Colorado. So okay.
Well, I was going to say, during the NFL season, you kind of merge the two very well sometimes, because you'll give people kind of behind-the-scenes sports talk while you're gaming. So people should tune into that channel for a bit of both during the season, I would say. With that being said, I'll get out of here on this. Anything else you guys want to mention?
Nope. Have a good night, everyone. 2 hour mark.
Oh, yeah.
Good, everybody.
Good night.
Good out, everyone.